different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have my seatbelt on.
I'm Jen Miguel-Seiler, and I'm from Moscow. I think it's really important to get vaccinated because it's not just about me and my health, it's about the people around me. We have a lot of friends who have disabilities or have different health conditions. I want to make sure I don't make anyone sick. So we chose to get vaccinated to keep each other healthy.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2022 1A D1 Milk Bowl. It's the championship game live here at Holt Arena between two teams, 9-1 coming in, the best of the best, the Grace Grizzlies and the Oakley Hornets. The Grace Grizzlies come in coached by Coach Newby, Oakley, not Oakland, by Coach Brendan. I'm Paul Kingsbury. He is Lauren Jensen, and we are here up in the press box, ready for the first championship game of the weekend. We've got a couple tonight. The 2A is after this. We've got 3 tomorrow and then 1 on Saturday. IdahoSports.com will be bringing all 6 of those games to you. And on the coin toss, Grace will be receiving, going right to left. Lauren Jensen, good to have you in the booth there.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm excited for the 2 championship games tonight. This one's going to be phenomenal between Grace and Oakley.
We've got sideline reporters here for the first time ever. We have Brandon Bainey and the Scott Burton down on the sideline. And before the game, during warm-ups, they talked to both coaches. A couple great interviews. We're going to go first with Coach Brennan of the Oakley Hornets. Let's hear what he had to say.
All right, thanks a lot. Back down here on the field at Holt Arena with Grace head coach of the Oakley Hornets. How exciting is it to be here in the state championship game? What's different about this year than the 2 previous?
I think that every year is different. The biggest difference is it's a whole new body every year. You get. I mean, there were a lot of our guys that played a year ago, but they didn't have to be the leaders.
That doesn't work.
And so much of your team is based on your senior leadership and what they're willing to do or prepare for. And our guys have been great.
We don't
one of those guys, Porter Pickett, who made the switch from
O-line
to
for us. We're just
quarterback.
gonna come out here and do our
Couple
thing.
of
And
beautiful throws last week to pull it out of the fire against Carey.
Have been playing together.
How impressed were you with his performance last week?
Porter is a guy that has done the work. From the day he came in here as a freshman, he has been to every opportunity we've ever had to be great.
No, it's great. These guys
call him opportunities to be elite, and he has never missed. He's been like 110%.
Definitely. And then Bryce Severe, a late season returnee. We thought he was going to be a bell cow on offense, but you're using him a lot on the defensive side of the ball. What does he bring to that side?
What are the keys to the game for you guys?
Bry's worth a couple of big plays a game on both sides. One of the real luxuries we've had is 3 really good running backs this year. Bry, where he got hurt right at the end of the summer basketball season, we were super excited to get him back.
Back up to you. All right.
Specializing in orthopedic care, sports medicine, and certified hand therapy, Burley Physical Therapy works closely with you to minimize your pain and maximize your function. We also provide the only in-house aquatic therapy in the Magic Valley. Now proudly partnered with Elite Fitness as a full-service health club, we have the unique ability to continue our hands-on approach between your recovery and customized independent programs. Exclusive to the area, Elite Sports Performance offers the only certified Sports Metrics knee injury prevention program. We also have multiple performance classes for all age groups that focus on athletic fundamentals through elite training. Burley Physical Therapy and the Elite family, partnering for a lifetime of health.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
All right, welcome back. Both teams on the field for the starting lineups. The national anthem in the books. We heard from Coach Newby. Now let's hear what Coach Brennan had to say to our guys down on the sideline.
All right, thanks a lot. Back down here on the field at Holt Arena with Brennan head coach of the Oakley Hornets. How exciting is it to be here in the state championship game? What's different about this year than the 2 previous?
I think that every year is different. The biggest difference is it's a whole new body every year. You get. I mean, there were a lot of our guys that played a year ago, but they didn't have to be the leaders.
That doesn't work.
And so much of your team is based on your senior leadership and what they're willing to do or prepare for. And our guys have been great.
We don't
one of those guys, Porter Pickett, who made the switch from O-line to
for us. We're just
quarterback.
gonna come out here and do our
Couple
thing.
of beautiful throws last week to pull it out of the fire against Carey.
Have been playing together.
How impressed were you with his performance last week?
Porter is a guy that has done the work. From the day he came in here as a freshman, he has been to every opportunity we've ever had to be great.
No, it's great. These guys
call him opportunities to be elite, and he has never missed. He's been like 110%.
Definitely. And then Bryce Severe, a late season returnee. We thought he was going to be a bell cow on offense, but you're using him a lot on the defensive side of the ball. What does he bring to that side? What are the keys to the game for you guys?
Bry's worth a couple of big plays a game on both sides. One of the real luxuries we've had is 3 really good running backs this year. Bry, where he got hurt right at the end of the summer basketball season, we were super excited to get him back.
Back up to you. All right, keys to the game tonight if you want to go for 3 in a row and knock out Grace.
Be physical, be violent, and play all 48 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Brennan Jones, head coach of the Oakley Hornets.
Thanks. We're down here on the field with Grace head coach James Newby. How exciting is it to be here in the state championship game? How excited are the folks back in Grace?
Oh, they're extremely excited. It's been a long time, and I don't know. I'm sure you know that we have never won a state championship, so it's a big deal. Pretty much everybody wanted school out of, but that doesn't work. But anyway,
is that something you guys talked about much, or is it more just let's just take care of this game?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about any of that stuff. It's just another game for us. We're just gonna come out here and do our thing, and hopefully good things happen.
This group of seniors have been playing together since what, second, third grade, basketball, baseball, football, all the way through. I mean, what's this group of seniors meant to you?
And wrestling, of course.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because remember, I'm the wrestling coach. No, it's great. These guys have bonded really well. I'm pretty proud of the way they've come together, and they've created a family atmosphere, and they brought in the younger guys. It's just exactly the way a coach wants it to be.
Definitely. All right, so this matchup with Oakley tonight, I feel like I already know what you're going to say, but what are the keys to the game for you guys to get a win?
Stop their offense and score more points.
That's a winning formula if I ever heard one. James Newby, second-year head coach at Grace High. Thank you for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right, back up to you.
All right, welcome back. For the opening kickoff, Oakley will be kicking off to Grace. Oakley in their blacks, white numbers. Grace in their white unis, red helmets. They'll be moving right to left. Excited for this championship showdown. Isaac Cranny set to kick for the Hornets. Just a junior on this Oakley team. And kickoff's underway, and the championships are underway. Taken at the 14-yard line, coming back to the near side. It's Mickelson, and Mickelson brought down at the 20-yard line. And that's where Grace will start their offensive possession.
Take a quick look at Grace's starting offense at guard. It's Joe Clegg, a junior. At center, it's Kai Clegg, a junior. On the other side, the guard, Tegan Taggart. And the tight end, Brennan Sorensen. Wide receiver, Ty Gilbert. The fullback, Dallin Draper. The running back, William Nicholson. And the quarterback, the senior, number 22, Titan Anderson.
Titan Anderson, we're going to be saying his name a lot. He was our IdahoSports.com player of the game last week. Pitch out for Grace, going to the far side. Picked up about 3 yards. They kicked that out to Mickelson, the 5'10 senior.
And on the outside, Grace does a good job stringing that out and not allowing too much upfield. They just kind of forced him to the sideline. Like you said, short pickup for 2nd down and 7.
Of course, Grace comes in, never won a state title. Looking to get their first. The community, like Coach Newby said, is very excited about them being in the championship game. So 2nd and 7. The option again. And that's going to get stopped for a loss in on that tackle, number 16, William Pregitzer.
Yeah, Pregitzer wasn't fooled at all. Everybody stayed with their assignments, and Pregitzer just stuck him. Nice open field tackle for a loss on the play.
And we do have a sideline guy, 2 sideline reporters tonight, Brandon Bainey and the Scott Burton, wandering along the sidelines. We'll be hearing from them as the game goes along. So 3rd and 12 for Grace at their own 19-yard line, 10:38. Just underway here at the 1A D1 championship. And the whistle blows it dead on the snap to Titan Anderson, the 6'4", 195 senior. And a false start. That will push them back even further.
And probably not the opening drive that Grace was hoping for. Is now, they're all the way back 3rd and 17, and clear back inside your own 15-yard line. So a lot of work to do from here for the Grizzlies.
Clock running, 10:20 first quarter. Got 2 receivers out on the top side, 1 down below. Anderson in the shotgun. With him is Mickelson. Anderson rolls to his right. Pass, it's complete, but only for a couple of yards. It's still going to be short of the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down and about 12.
It looked like Keyshawn Crocker on the outside, number 5 for the The Hornets came up with a big hit after the completed pass. So again, that defense for Oakley, they're standing up big here on this opening drive.
Yeah, Crocker's one of those guys. He just has a nose for the ball. So Grace will punt on their first possession. And the punt is away by Rindless Baker. And Cranny takes it at the 42, and he's brought down at the 42. Big tackle by number 41, Kai Clegg. One of the Clegg twins in there.
Real quick, take a look at the Oakley offense coming onto the field. One of the two guards, Porter Wells, a senior. The other guard, Jackson Dillon. The center, Cooper Beck. The tight end, William Pregitzer. Bridger Duncan and Isaac Cranny, the two wide receivers. The running back, Ethan Torbo. And number 11, the quarterback, Porter Pickett.
So Oakley on offense, starting at their own 40. With the handoff, picks up about 5.
That was
Torbow.
And Clegg, the guy who was kind of hanging on to him from behind, trying to drag him down, but a good pickup on first down.
Torbow in the shotgun. Nope, now he moves to the right side, looking for the screen pass. He's not there. They throw to the sideline and out of bounds. That'll bring up third, and there's a flag down on the opposite side of the field. Let's see what that is.
Well, Torbow for Oakley, I mean, he was moving ahead. Even though he's in the backfield, he was moving toward the line of scrimmage when that ball was snapped. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a procedure penalty. Or somebody's lined up off sides for Grace.
No, but you're right. His Torbow lined up next to Pickett and then moved out, but he did move out and up.
And he never reset, and that is going to be the penalty. It's a 5-yard penalty at least here that'll back up the Hornets back to the 41-yard line. So after the penalty, it's back to 2nd and 10 for the Hornets, back at the original line of scrimmage at the 41.
This is really a game of two different teams. It's that really potent Oakley offense against this really, really tough Grace defense. And as Coach Newby said, whoever scores the most wins. Cranny goes in motion and met immediately. Boy, they just talked about it. Coming right through on that defense, Kai Clegg with the sack, a loss of 2.
Yeah, too easy for Clegg on that play. Just broke through into the middle. Nice tackle for loss for the junior. He's got one more year.
Yeah.
He's a big force in the middle for the Grace Grizzlies.
Yeah, both Joe Clegg and Kai Clegg, just juniors. So 3rd and 12. 8:13 to go first quarter. No score yet. They send Cranny in motion to the left side. Pickett throws all by himself. Open as Denny's. No one's going to catch him because no one's there. It's going to be a 38-yard touchdown reception to Isaac Cranny. And Oakley gets on the board first. Boy, he went to that far side. Everybody knew he was going, Lauren, and no one picked him up.
Yeah, he came out of the backfield, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was actually a 58-yard.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
58-yard touchdown catch for Cranny, and he came out in motion out of the backfield over to the left side, and nobody went with him. It was as long as he put it there close to him, he was going to go in for a touchdown. An easy touchdown here early for Oakley.
Going for the 2-point conversion. Throwing into the end zone, fell down. Did he catch it? They're going to say he did. 2-point conversion, good. Makes it 8-0 Oakley, 7:59 to go in the first. We'll keep it right here.
For over 90 years, Clark's for Shopping has been the place to go in Oakley for all your grocery, produce, dairy, and now hot stuff pizza. From the entire friendly staff at Clark's for Shopping, good luck, Hornets. And they are application. It's at Heartland Ag. Application is what they do. From case and RBR application equipment, tanks, trailers, and all your spraying and spreading needs, located in Burley, Idaho. Give them a call at 1-800-994-9120 or find them online at heartlandag.com. Also, Cranny Farms, a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics. They want to wish the boys good luck at the state championship game this weekend. Go Hornets.
We mentioned both these teams coming in 9-1. Grace lost in the third game of the season to Castleford 8-0. And Oakley lost there in that 8-man classic at Middleton High School. Oh, excuse me, that was when they met in the middle at Cambridge. Excuse me. 52-48 to Kendrick. A very good 1A D2 team.
An undefeated 1A D2 team who will be playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow against Dietrich, who's also undefeated. So Oakley kicks off, taking at the 9. And coming through like a wrecking ball, number 30 for Oakley, Bryce Severe, brings him down inside the 10. And in that opening interview with Coach Brennan, he mentioned Bryce Severe is good for a couple of big plays, both on offense and defense. And we're going to throw special teams in there as well.
Yeah, that was, I mean, just watching him, he was faster than everybody else down the field, just blew in there. And there was no chance for any return on that play. So
no.
I mean, Severe, he's got some speed down the field. Great coverage by the Hornets.
You know, injured at the end of the summer basketball season, so he was out for quite a bit. They're very happy to have him back now. 1st and 10 from their own 8. It's a handoff, comes up the middle, and breaks open into the field. Mickelson has some room to run, finally pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. What a run for William Mickelson.
Yeah, Mickelson started up the middle and then broke it to the right, to the outside. There was a big seam out there, and like you said, all the way down across the 40 to the 41-yard line before Oakley could finally corral him and push him out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at the 41-yard line. Okay, not bad if you can, 35 yards at a time.
Just a few plays to get to the other end in that situation.
Speeds things up anyway. It's a handoff. Goes to the right side to Draper. Dallin Draper gets tackled for no gain. And there was number 2, Houston Bingham, the 6', 215-pound senior, the big guy. You have to be aware of where Bingham's at.
And it looked like defensively, Torabo shot up into that gap because it looked like there was some more room to run there. And Torabo shot into that gap and closed it quickly, took him down for no gain.
So again, we've got also an action photographer down here, Steve Connor, right there on the railing, taking some great shots this championship game. So 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies. Anderson hands it off, going around the right side. Mickelson breaks free for 8 yards, maybe 9 before he gets pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field. Tell you what, it's a doubleheader tonight. There's this game and then the championship game for the 2As between Firth and Bear Lake, and the crowd is already, boy, it's a big crowd on the opposite side of the field. Looks like they're only going to open up one side tonight.
When I was coming in here, just trying to get in here on the streets, I mean, there were cars backed up at stoplights. I'm like, man, there's nothing else going on a Thursday night on Idaho State's campus. It's got to be people coming into the game, and they are here in droves.
So 3rd and 3. Handoff gets across midfield just barely. It's going to be close to a first down. Let's see what they do with the spot. They needed 3, and it looks like they got right at 3, but they're going to say it's 4th and about a foot. So they are in Oakley territory now, but not by much. 4th down in inches for Grace. 6:14 clocks running here in the first quarter. Paul Kingsbury, Logan Green back at Idaho Sports HQ. Lauren Jensen next to me. We've got Brandon Bainey and Scott Burton on the field. Got Steve Connor taking pictures. Everybody's here. So 4th and short. Under center is Anderson. Takes the center. He's going to take it himself. He wasn't going to get it, so he pitches it away. And the officials are going to say it was blown dead. And Lauren, I don't know if that's one of those situations where it was an early whistle because Anderson tried to make that push on the keeper, just had to go about a foot.
Yeah, Paul, the Grace fans hooting and hollering a little bit, not happy about that call. Clearly, they thought Titan Anderson had got the pitch off before the play was blown dead, but they ruled him down by contact. Very interesting call.
And that was Brandon Bainey down on the sidelines. He's got the bird's eye view down there. Yeah, I agree that and sometimes that happens. The officials, hey, forward progress is over, it's done. Is what it is, and what it is turnover on downs. 1st and 10 right at midfield for Oakley. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Here goes Porter Pickett up the middle, and a gain of 10 down to the Grace 40-yard line.
Yeah, and finally brought down, that was Braden Kimball on the tackle, but well into the secondary. And, on that previous play, that's a tough one because they would have picked up the first down had that been left to play out.
Yep.
A great thought to pitch back to his man. And
it was.
Just didn't happen.
Pickett airs it out. It's complete. Given to Cranny at the 25. Makes a move. Can't break free, but he's tackled at the 6-yard line.
Tackle out there, that's Brennan Sorensen, saved the touchdown, but all the way down near the 5-yard line.
Yeah, but in Oakley, right back to the line of scrimmage. They're not wasting any time. We're at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Houston Bingham in the backfield with Pickett. Cranny and Duncan on the outside. The flag is down. Houston Bingham runs it in for the touchdown from 6 yards out, but let's see what the flag is.
That's back there in that area where you might think holding on Oakley, and Oakley's kind of walking back.
There wasn't a huge celebration on the touchdown.
Yeah.
So. But if you're Oakley, you think to yourself, okay, it was 6, and now we're at the 11, or excuse me, at the 14. So is it different? I mean, you've got Houston Bingham back there who ran into the end zone pretty easily. So now we've got 1st and goal from the 14. Hand off to Bingham again. Bingham, spin move, breaks free from 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and finally brought down at the 1-yard line. They might mark it at the 2. But again, Houston Bingham, so big, so strong, hard to bring down, gets them right back to where they were before the penalty.
Yeah, Joe Clegg finally made the tackle, but you're right. It looked like he was stopped up a couple times after just maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain and spun free.
So on the left hash, hand off, and they blow the whistle. Blow it dead again. And maybe Oakley is hurrying just a little bit too much.
Yeah, if anything they've done wrong, it's penalties thus far. I mean, a few of them that have hurt them. Taken back now 2 touchdowns on penalties.
Yeah. So 2nd and goal from the about 8-yard line. Lined up again. Pulsifer to the left. Duncan Cranny to the right. You've got Bingham in the backfield. Another handoff to Bingham. Bingham gets it back down to the 1-yard line. So they just keep going 1 or 2 yard line, back 5. 1 or 2 yard line, back 5. We hit the 4-minute mark. Same set. This time 3rd and goal from the 1. Pickett takes it, hands it off to Bingham, and he gets stopped. Huge defensive stop for Grace, brings up 4th and goal from maybe the half-a-foot line.
Yeah, big number 41 in there. That's Kai Clegg again, right in the middle on the stop along with one of the other teammates down there. This is a huge spot right here. If you can turn them back here on 4th and short, it's going to be a tall task, but all of a sudden that turnover at midfield on downs doesn't look so bad.
Exactly. And Oakley's not a team you want to go down 2 scores to, even if it is in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're averaging over 54 points a game, and they're only giving up less than 20.
From the goal line, turns, hands it off, gives it to number 30, Bryce Sevier. Bryce Sevier from a yard out. Makes it 14-0, Oakley over Grace.
And again, Sevier just had to kind of make one guy miss, and just a little shift back to the inside on that run made him miss, and then there was a little contact at the goal line, but he was already in the end zone for a touchdown.
So Oakley lining up for the two-point conversion. Got Bryce Sevier in the backfield. Then they direct snap it to Sevier. Sevier runs it in, falls over the goal line. It's good. So Sevier for 8 points on that drive. Makes it 16-0 Oakley. 3:07 left in this first quarter.
Oakley Valley Stone has been locally owned and operated since 1948. Oakley Valley Stone offers flooring supplies, patio stones, blocks and tiles, and also provides custom cutting of blocks or stones. Call 208-862-3450 or visit them at 204 West Main Street in Oakley. Oakley Valley Stone is operated by Jim and Dave Birch and proudly supports Oakley Athletics. Good luck at state, boys. And Franklin Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Oakley Athletics. We make building easy. You can find us at 303 North Overland Avenue in Burley. Go Hornets. High Desert Milk is proud to support the Oakley Hornets. Good luck at state this year, Oakley, from everyone at High Desert Milk.
Milk.
And speaking of milk, Waibenga Dairy is a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics and wants to wish them good luck at state. Go Hornets.
You know, Grace coming in this year, 9-1. They were 4-5 last year. They lost that opening round to Potlatch. They came out firing in 2022, though, shutting out Carey 7-0 in that first game. Carey with a lot of turnovers, but that was kind of an eye-opener there at the beginning of the season where, you know, Carey, 1A D2 champions. They had, you know, juggernauts there, moved up to 1A D1 this year, and they come out and beat Carey, and everyone thought, well, is Grace for real, or is Carey down? Do they have a bad game? Well, then Grace proceeded to, you know, then they beat Lighthouse, Water Springs, down all the way, Butte County in a big one. Then they beat Raft River, then Kamei last week. So they're here to prove to everybody we're for real. You know, it's not a fluke that we're 9-1.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start here in this first quarter, but they need to get something going on this drive with just 3:07 left here in the first.
Back to pass. Anderson rolls to his right, has a man downfield, off the hands of number 13, Kobe Rindless-Baker.
You know, and on the back on the weak side of the field, that he had William Mickelson wide open. But the hard thing is, he's running on a full sprint to that far sideline. He'd have had to know he was there and turn and really sling it to get it to him. But Mickelson jumping up and down, waving his arms because he had about 85 yards of green turf in front of him for a touchdown.
Hope that wasn't a Oakley on 2nd and 10. As something falls from the upper deck of the press box.
Chicken Little going on here. The sky's falling. Luckily, it wasn't like
a body.
Yes, yes, or a body part.
And a sheepish Bear Lake filmer comes down saying, "Whoops, my bad." Well, on the play, they got 7 yards on the run to the outside, so it's 3rd and 3 for Grace, moving right to left. They're on the right hash at their own 28-yard line. It's a handoff, and they got the first down, just short of the 35-yard line. Nice run for Mickelson again. Mickelson having himself a great first quarter, but Grace just hasn't been able to get enough past midfield. They got to the 49-yard line, and that's it.
Yeah, on that tough play where they turned it over on downs. But, you know, Mickelson there, he made a great move, just a quick sidestep as he was going up the middle to avoid one tackler to pick up those yards they needed for the first down.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies from their 33-yard line. Quarterback keeper goes to the right side across the 40, gets a first down, runs out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice play for the Grizzlies. Fake the handoff, and then Titan Anderson just ran it around for the first down.
Yeah, it was great. A great play fake by Anderson. Like I said, fake that handoff to the guy coming to our near side, and then he just took off all by himself down that far sideline.
So 1st and 10 from the 45.
best sustained drive thus far for Grace here.
Anderson, hands it off to Mickelson, and Mickelson met immediately by Bryce Sevier. That'll bring up 2nd and 11. Boy, he was tackled further back than that, but they're going to call forward progress. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Grace like, man, we'd have liked that forward progress on the 4th and 1 earlier at midfield, but yeah, Sevier just shot through there and drove him back about 3 or 4 extra yards. So Grace lucky to have it at just 2nd and 11 here.
Anderson in the shotgun, back to pass. In trouble, Sevier has him, and he throws it up. They're going to call it incomplete. But he would have been sacked clear back at the 25-yard line. And Bryce Sevier comes through. I don't think he was touched as he came through.
Yeah, Anderson really had no chance to try to get rid of that. There wasn't even time for guys to get open. Coming back just to make it close was Mickelson, just so he didn't get the intentional grounding penalty. Mickelson was within 5-ish yards of where that ball landed eventually.
So 3rd and 11. Going right to left on the right hash. Minute 20 to go here in the first quarter. Draper moves to the right side. Anderson throws across the middle, caught, complete. What a catch by Kobe Rindlisbaker, and then just pushed to the turf. But the Grizzlies are on the move, and they'll mark the chains at the Oakley 38-yard line.
Yeah, a huge 3rd down pickup for them, something they really needed to get some momentum on their sideline. And yeah, now down deep inside Oakley territory, an opportunity to score here, either maybe right at the end of the quarter or at start the 2nd quarter. A good scoring chance here for the Grizzlies.
First and 10 for the Grizzlies. In the shotgun is Titan Anderson. In motion to the near side comes Draper. It's the option. Given out to Mickelson on the right side. Tackled from behind at the 35. And it was tackled by Cooper Beck. Got 22 seconds till the end of the first quarter.
I don't think they're going to get a playoff here before the end of the quarter. It didn't look like Mickelson was in too big of a hurry coming back to the huddle.
And that's it. 1 down, 3 to go in our first state championship game of the weekend. The Hornets lead the Grizz 16-0. We'll be back right after this.
Specializing in orthopedic care, sports medicine, and certified hand therapy, Burley Physical Therapy works closely with you to minimize your pain and maximize your function. We also provide the only in-house aquatic therapy in the Magic Valley. Now proudly partnered with Elite Fitness as a full-service health club, we have the unique ability to continue our hands-on approach between your recovery and customized independent programs. Exclusive to the area, Elite Sports Performance offers the only certified Sports Metrics knee injury prevention program. We also have multiple performance classes for all age groups that focus on athletic fundamentals through elite training. Burley Physical Therapy and the Elite family, partnering for a lifetime of health.
All right, welcome back. Let's go down to our sideline. Brandon, how's it going down there?
Hey, it's going great. I'm taking in the tunes from the Grace High Pep Band, rocking and rolling, making a lot of noise. You know, they opened up only one side of the arena here at Holt Arena. I talked to George Casper, the events coordinator here at Holt Arena, and he said the plan for the second game tonight as well is to keep it to just the one side. He said, however, if Bear Lake and Firth pack it, they're not afraid to open that second side, and then tomorrow night both sides will be open here at Holt Arena, so should be a great weekend of football here in Pocatello.
Awesome.
Back up to you.
All right, here we go. Start of the second quarter. Grace going left to right at the Oakley 35-yard line. Handoff goes to the far side. Good run by Mickelson again. Picked up about 4 yards, maybe 5. We'll see what the spot is. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Isaac Cranny out there kind of running guys out of bounds. That's one thing I've noticed right now about Oakley is they've done a good job of forcing these guys to the outside. They force Grace over to the sidelines so that they can use that kind of as an extra defender over there. And then when it has gone straight up the middle, they've done a really good job of tackling in open spaces.
3rd and 5 from the 33. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Anderson takes the snap, being pursued, runs to the near side, throws, caught on the sideline. What a catch at the 11-yard line. Number 7, Dallin Draper.
What just poise from Anderson there as he was being chased for about 20 yards to the sideline and at the last minute got rid of it for a first down on the run.
Yeah, he was being chased by Sevier and Wells. That's not a duo that you want, chasing you in a dark alley. Still 1st and 10 from this 15-yard line. Rindless Baker way to the left. In the backfield is Mickelson. Mickelson gets the ball, moves forward to the 11-yard line, gain of 4, brings up 2nd down.
And Pragetzer in on the tackle right in the middle of the field for the Hornets.
Clock running, 10:45 here, 2nd quarter.
Brandon was down there right in front of the Grace's pep band. And of course, there's a bunch of cheerleaders for a couple of 1AD1 schools, for both Oakley and Grace. Just they brought everybody. You talk about the community getting involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the stands here at Holt Arena on the far side.
You got a pep band, cheerleaders, tons of fans. Love it. Anderson keeps it himself, breaks free, touchdown Grace. From 15 yards. And it was Titan Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson, just a little read option, pulled it out of the gut of his running back, kept it himself, had a nice seam to run into. In for the score, and that's a big score for Grace here early in the 2nd quarter just to get back into this ball game.
So Anderson with the quarterback keeper. And flag is down on the 2-point conversion attempt, and it will be against the Grizzlies.
Another untimed down. And that's about the 4th or 5th false start penalty that we've seen. False start or a procedure penalty on the offenses between the two teams. So not a real clean opening quarter in a couple minutes here.
No.
And
And they've been those penalties that you see in the first 2 or 3 games,
Yeah.
But it's the championship. Grace going for their 1st, Oakley going for their 3rd in a row. The option goes nowhere as Cranny comes in on the tackle as the option went to Trevor Matthews. So 10-12 to go in the first half, 16-6. The lead is 10. The Hornets over the Grizz. We'll keep it here.
Idaho Ag Credit has financed farmers, ranchers, and those in the ag industry since 1934. Idaho Ag Credit is a lending cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. They offer easily accessible credit at low rates and local employees who understand agriculture. Whether you're buying a tractor, a farm, or need an operating loan, call Idaho Ag Credit or stop by any of their offices with locations in Blackfoot, American Falls, Twin Falls, and Rexburg to serve your ag lending needs, or visit IdahoAgCredit.com for more information. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support all the student athletes playing in tonight's game. And if you're an Idaho homeowner and have fallen behind on your mortgage because of the COVID-19 pandemic, help is available. The Idaho Homeowner Assistance Fund can help you get back on track. Check your eligibility and apply today at idahohousing.com/HAF. That's idahohousing.com/HAF, or call 888-991-2166.
All right, after the touchdown, Grace will be kicking left to right to Oakley. 10-12 to go here in the first half.
That was a great sustained drive by the Grizzlies to get on the board. Down 10 still here, but they needed some offensive outbursts there as they'd gone down 2 scores, and they got it. They stayed on the ground. A few pass plays down that really got them into scoring position, and then just punched it in on the ground.
There's the kick. Taken at the 8-yard line, coming back the other way. Oakley with a huge return. Keyshawn Crocker gets it all the way back to the 45-yard line. About a 40-yard kickoff return for Crocker, and Crocker's a little heated after that. Coach Brennan's going to have a couple words with him and say, hey, let's just calm down a little bit.
Well, Crocker was kind of ticked off at one of his own guys who had gone down in front of him. His own guy was just trying to block for him, and Crocker ended up tripping over him. It wasn't really anybody's fault. It's just a circumstance that happened, and guys kind of banged into each other and said some things.
Receiver on each side. It's the option. Flicks it out to Sevier, and the flag's down. Was the quarterback too far downfield before he optioned that out to Sevier?
Well, as long as you option it backwards, it doesn't matter where you're at. That's the question. I don't know if it was a holding or if they are going to get him for an illegal forward pass. I thought it was backwards.
Wait for the official. And it's going to be a hold on Oakley. So what would have been about a 20-yard gain for Sevier will go back 5 yards. 10 yards, excuse me. 1st and 20.
And again, just kind of a mistake in the middle, but that may have been what sprung him wide open and allowed him to get 20 yards down the field as well.
On their own 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Pickett takes the snap, hands it off. Gives it to Ethan Torabau, who gets it right back between the sticks to about the 49-yard line. So a 14-yard run, and Oakley's right back in business.
Right now it just seems like Oakley has a lot of room to run. There's lots of gaps in that defensive line.
Another handoff, went nowhere this time. Torabau again, on that tackle. Draper and Mickelson.
Porter, I think it was Porter Wells that was down there blocking, got rolled up on from behind and got pancaked by offense and defense from behind, and good to see him pop right back up. It was 50. It was Cooper Beck. I always worry about those guys getting hit from behind like that.
Takes the snap. Pickett's going to keep it himself up the middle. Right through everybody, all the way down to the 34-yard line. Pickett on the quarterback keeper. We saw this last week. We've seen it all season. Pickett can just take that football, and it's like no one remembers that he can run. He went through that line basically untouched. Gets it all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Braden Kimball, the one who finally drug him down from behind.
8:40, second quarter, 1st and 10 from the 26. Pitched out, the option, Torabau. He gets the first down. Inside the 15-yard line. So again, this Oakley offense has just been the bane of every coach they've gone against, their existence. Tonight, it's no different for the Grace Grizzlies, even though they come in probably one of the toughest defenses in the state. Oakley's just overpowering here so far in the first half.
Yeah, just gashing any hole that is available.
Pickett's going to keep it himself again around the right side. Dives for a couple of extra yards.
Yeah, the guy that upended him kind of hung up down there a little bit for Grace. Number 11 kind of hurt himself on the tackle. That's Ty Gilbert, but that's kind of why Pickett ended up going airborne Superman style and then came down right on the sideline.
2nd and 4. Oakley's acting like a timeout was taken, but
I think it was for the injured player, and then they got a guy right back in, so the officials wound the clock again here with 7:50 left in the second quarter.
Oakley. Pickett takes the snap. Looks to his left, to the right, man across the middle, caught complete. Bridger Duncan.
And a great route by Duncan as he cut right back in front of the face of the defender. No chance for Rindlisbacher to get in there, Rindlisbacher to get in there in front of him and try to pick that off. Great job of positioning by Bridger Duncan for another touchdown for the Hornets.
So Pickett's thrown 2 touchdowns here tonight, 1 to Cranny, and now 1 to Duncan. And Sevier had that 4-yard run. 2-point conversion on the way, and it is good. Quick toss to Torabal, makes it 22-6. 24-6, excuse me.
Pulsifer Construction has been a family-owned and operated company for 25 years. They specialize in residential and commercial remodels, repairs, and new construction. Quality and craftsmanship is top priority, and that's why they do the majority of the work themselves. Give Wayne or Jake a call on your next project. Wayne at 208-240-0380 or Jake at 208-852-1243. That's Wayne Pulsifer Construction. And Snake River Bowl is a proud sponsor of Oakley football. They want to wish the Hornets good luck in the state championship game tonight. And for over 50 years, Hardy Farms in Oakley has been growing some of the best spuds in Idaho. Hardy Farms is a proud supporter of all the student athletes at Oakley High School and want to wish them good luck at state.
7:35 to go until half. Oakley up 24-6. Set to kick off. Cranny from the 40-yard line going right to left. Back to receive for Grace. Kimball and Mickelson. Big kick goes deep, and it's going to be taken by Kimball at the 11. Coming the other way. Trying to make something. Gets to the 25-yard line. So not a bad return to the 25. That's where Grace will start their next offensive possession.
You know, just comparing the drives that thus far that we've seen from these two schools, you know, the scoring drives. You know, Grace did score on their last drive. They got it in small chunks. Yeah. You know, they're picking up 5-6 yards at a time, which is great, except for Oakley on the other side is picking up 10, 15, sometimes 20 yards a chunk and scoring every time they touch the football.
Right. So Grace needs to put another score on the board heading into halftime. 7.5 left. They're on their own 25. Handoff. Goes about a yard. Brings 2nd and 9 from the 26-yard line.
Right in the middle on that tackle for the Hornets is Torabal. Torabal coming up from that linebacking position to really plug those gaps.
Clock still running, under 7 to play. Grace back to the line. Titan Anderson in the shotgun. Takes a snap. They're going deep on the far sideline. Up, almost intercepted. They're going to flag it. Intended for Ty Gilbert.
When that flag came out, it maybe something happened early, but by the time the ball got there, I felt like both guys had turned. Both guys were going for the ball, but there must have been some early contact.
Right before that, I saw it was Mullard for Oakley. He kind of had his hand on his chest pads. I don't know if that's what they're going to say, but it was interference, so that's going to move them 15 yards, 1st and 10 from the 41.
You talk about this Oakley defense. You've got Porter Wells, Bryce Sevier, Porter Pickett, Ethan Torabal, Pragetzer, Bingham, Crocker, and Cranny. So a good lineup there defensively.
Yeah. Draper moves to the left side. Handoff goes to Mickelson. Mickelson tries to go up the right gap and goes nowhere. And that will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies.
Torabal again out of his linebacker position, getting him for no gain.
Timeout on the field. Timeout on the field. We got our sideline reporters down there. Brandon Bainey. Brandon, you have something for us?
Well, I was listening into the Grace section here, and really an impassioned plea from head coach Newby to his team. The sense of urgency, you can really feel it here on the Grace sideline as they gather for this timeout. You can really feel the adrenaline down here on the Grace sideline. Back up to you guys.
You know, and adrenaline is really what they need. With 6:25 left, they need to have a score like we talked about into the locker room, coming out 24-6 into that second half. You know, if you're an Oakley fan, you're right where you want to be.
Yeah, Oakley's sitting pretty right now. Grace, on the other hand, they just haven't had that big play. They haven't had that big breakout play. We've seen that already from Oakley. This would be a great time for it. Here, you know, down 18, still here in the first half. Plenty of time left in this ball game, but offensively, they've got to get something going, and a big play would really put a spark on that sideline.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Grace moving left to right, takes the snap. Anderson rolls, in trouble, throws is complete to Sorensen. Sorensen up the sideline, gets hit out of bounds right at midfield. They're going to say the 49. They're going to give him the first down. It's going to be close.
Yeah, based on where it looks like first down based on where the nearest sideline judge is. He took a big hit right on the sideline too by 2 Oakley Hornets, pushed him out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 from the Oakley 49-yard line.
That's a great play out of the timeout too. You know, you pick up the first down, keep the ball moving down the field. So good job by Grace, just capitalizing on that play.
Titan Anderson, the shotgun, options it out, gives it to Matthews. Matthews, he's in trouble, and he gets tackled inside the 45.
And again, Oakley not sitting back and waiting for their guys to come to him. Oakley getting downfield, getting into the backfield, and just blowing that play up. There was nowhere for him to go after the ball was pitched to him, even with Anderson out in front trying to block.
Right. That defense just came through, and now we're looking at 2nd and 14, 2nd and 16, ball on the 45-yard line. As the play call comes in, William Mickelson brings it in.
Came in like your favorite Miley Cyrus song, Like a Wrecking Ball.
Like a wrecking
Paul.
ball. I don't know, I'm kind of partial to Party in the USA.
That was early. A little earlier.
Was that more
than
Hannah
Wrecking-
Montana-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the snap, going for the double pass, throws incomplete as it was optioned out to Mickelson. Mickelson throws downfield to Draper in triple coverage, but there's a flag down in the backfield.
I don't think it's going to be a late hit. I think it's going to be more hands to the head, like a hit to the head, because of the big sack that was put on. Yeah, and it was. They do call roughing the passer, but I think it wasn't because he was late. It's because he hit him high up around the helmet.
So the pass was incomplete, but it works out for Grace with the penalty. 15 yards and a first down, 1st and 10 from the 40.
It was a big hit that they put on Mickelson as Mickelson was getting rid of it. But just too much up around the helmet. That's a big penalty against Oakley, who could have been looking at getting the ball back here at the end of the second quarter.
Right. So 1st and 10, Anderson in the shotgun. Little screen pass to the near side to Mickelson. Mickelson, he gets brought down, little 2-yard gain. Keyshawn Crocker in on that tackle, as well as Isaac Cranny.
As those passes out into the flat to Mickelson, the bad thing for Grace is they're not able to hold their blocks out there. They haven't been able to. And so Oakley's able to get off of those and just drop them for short gains. If the guys on the outside could hold those blocks a little longer, that gives Mickelson some time to get downfield.
Clock running, 4:10 left here in the first half. Way out to the left is Isaac Yost. Quarterback keeper comes to the near side. Excuse me, that was Rindless Baker on the outside. But Anderson rolls it to the near side, gains a couple.
Yeah, you had Bingham in on that play. You had Beck. 3 guys out there, as well as I think it was Crocker, the 3 guys that got to Anderson for another just barely, maybe a yard on the carry.
So 3rd and 7. Ball on the 37 for Grace. 3:20 left here in the first half.
A long time getting this play. They're still in the huddle. Just barely broke it as the back judge starts looking at his watch. Here comes the count from him.
Yeah, they need to hurry and get this off, and they barely do. Anderson being chased, comes to the near side, throws out of bounds. Boy, just a laser hit one of the Oakley players on the sideline.
Yeah, and he was just getting rid of that. He had nowhere to go with that football. Like you said, just gunned it down the sideline, hit some of the players, the Oakley bench personnel down there for 4th down and 7. Not good hands shown down there by the bench personnel.
It really wasn't.
Didn't even attempt to catch it.
Didn't even try and catch it. Yeah, they were looking the other way, but still.
Got to be ready. You got to have your head on a swivel, right?
Head on a swivel. Head on a swivel. Hands up. Hands up. 2:56 left in the first half. Hornets lead 24-6. But Grace, 4th and 7. Big 4th down here as they're going for it. Anderson takes the snap, throws across the middle. It's caught. Sorensen gets the first down and more, all the way down to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, just a great play right down the middle of the field. Hit him in stride, wide open. Finally with the tackle was Cranny, but again, they're getting these plays when they need them. Now they just got to capitalize here and punch it into the end zone.
Yeah, they're doing a great job on those passes over the top. Let's see if they, go with what works.
A good sustained drive here from the Grizzlies.
Anderson in the shotgun. Hands it off, gives it to Mickelson. Ooh. Mickelson gets it for about 4 yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, Crocker, man. Crocker came in and just leveled him. He'd kind of been stood up by a couple of Hornets, and then Crocker put him to the turf. Decleated him, if you will. We saw the shoe size on the bottom of him as they came up off the turf.
Crocker 5'10", 165, and he used all of it.
There's a song called "Here Comes the Boom," and that was it right there.
Under 2 to play here, first half. There's the snap, and the handoff goes to Matthews for no gain. Well, they end up giving him a yard. So 3rd and 6.
Grace continues to get themselves in these 3rd and long situations, though, and they've done a good job converting on them. But eventually the averages catch up with you. They still do have 2 timeouts left here in the half, so opportunities to stop the clock if they need to with just 1:15 left.
Minute 5 to go. Takes the snap, keeps it himself, looks, has a man back of the end zone, caught complete to Brennan Sorensen from 12 yards out. They get that touchdown we said they needed. 24-12. Let's go down to the sidelines to Brandon Baney.
You want to know what the experience of being a Grace Grizzly on the sideline is?
Yeah.
Freshman QB Gavin Draper, he holds the clipboard and charts the plays on those back-to-back negative yardage plays that put them in 4th and long. He slams down the clipboard in frustration. On that last touchdown pass, he dropped the clipboard again, this time to celebrate with his teammates. Back up to you guys.
I love it. Everybody's got a job. Everybody is involved. 2-point conversion underway, caught, it's in. Anderson to Draper, and just like that, it's a ball game. 10-point lead for the Hornets, 56 seconds to go. And at the Grace can keep it a 10-point lead heading in the locker room, Lauren, that makes the second half look a lot better for the Grace fans.
Yeah, it'd be a big win for Grace if you can hold this here with just under a minute left here in the second quarter. Well, did you know that since 2019, Direct Communications has donated more than $220,000 to local schools in East Idaho? Sign up or upgrade your speed now, and they'll donate your first month's payment to the local school of your choice. Direct Communications now has faster speeds than ever before. Log on to directcom.com. That's directcom.com to see what speeds are available to you. Direct Communications, proud to support Grace in tonight's championship matchup. And Canyon Creek Dental is Grace's preferred choice for local dental care. Dr. Carter and Bateman, along with their other team, are committed to providing you with the high-quality care you deserve. At Canyon Creek Dental, they take pride in providing a comfortable and upbeat atmosphere for everyone in the family. From basic dental needs to oral surgery and cosmetic dentistry, Canyon Creek Dental has you and your family covered. Be sure to check them out online at canyoncreekdental.net or call to set up your next appointment. Don't forget to ask about the monthly promotions. Go Grizzlies from everyone at Canyon Creek Dental.
All right, there's the kick. And Crocker drops it at the 10, picks it back up at the 5. In trouble. Tries to make something out of it, gets to the 11-yard line, 12-yard line. But that's where he's going to get stopped. He had a clean pickup right there at the 10, but just dropped it.
Yeah, just bounced out of the hands, maybe thinking about where he was going to go with it. He got a few yards back, but still here with 46 seconds left, kind of back inside your own 20, a dangerous spot to be. A little fire from the Grace sideline, too, after that big, nice hit on the coverage. Able to stop him for a little gain.
And for Grace, that couldn't have gone better, right? You get a touchdown, then you push them back to start deep in their own territory. Back to pass, Pickett over the top, and it's caught for the first down at the 32-yard line to Cranny. And Cranny just comes back and spots it himself. It's a helpful kid.
Yeah, very, very kind of him. Clock stopped temporarily for the first down, and now the officials are.
And the referee didn't even question it. So the referee's like, yeah, we're gonna move it back 2 inches because that's our job to spot it.
Cranny about had it in the right spot, though.
He did. 34 seconds to go. The lefty throws it, Pickett downfield, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Grace, number 11, Ty Gilbert. The senior comes up big at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Pickett kind of threw it to the sideline, and the Grace receiver had come back to the inside towards the numbers. The defender saw it, stepped in front, picked it off. Gilbert, with his first interception first turnover really of the ball game, gets it. And now a little bit of life on the Grace sideline here with still 30 seconds left. You got a couple timeouts.
Oh yeah, we talked about how great it was that that they pulled it within 10. Well, if you're a Grace fan, what happens when you pull it within 2 or 3? Back to pass, has all sorts of time, airs it out downfield, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Intended for number 17, Brennan Sorensen.
Yeah, Bridger Duncan did a great job getting his head around. He saw that ball coming the whole way. He was step for step with the receiver and knocked it down.
At halftime, we'll take a quick break. Then we'll be back with our halftime show, including a sideline interview with IHSAA Executive Director Ty Jones. Assuming Brandon and Scott can find him down there.
He's a pretty good-sized guy. Shouldn't be that hard to find.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Anderson in trouble. Ball's loose on the floor. Picked up by Joe Clegg. And Joe Clegg is going to be tackled for a loss inside the 40. And the clock stops at 8 seconds.
Honestly, even though that was a rough play, a break really for Grace, because that ball came free. It was laying on the turf.
Yep.
It just happened that Grace was there to pick it up. Otherwise, Oakley could have stepped in, picked that thing in, and ran it back. That would have been disastrous to end the half.
Yeah, Joe Clegg right there, picked it up, couldn't go anywhere with it, but they did retain possession. So 8 seconds to go until halftime.
Northern Stone Supply is always proud to support Oakley Athletics. Our roots and experience with natural stone quarrying and distribution comes from over 55 years of doing business internationally. Northern Stone Supply, Inc. has a rock-solid foundation, your guarantee of best quality, selection, price, and service. Good luck at State Boys. Go Hornets. And Mike's Pump Service is a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics. Call Kevin for your pump service needs at 208-650-8297. And AMI Supply provides agricultural and industrial equipment and tools for the Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland in Burley.
All right, let's go down the sidelines. Brandon?
Yeah, quick words from Oakley's defensive coordinator in that last timeout. Watch for trips and communicate. We'll see how the Oakley defense does here. Back to you guys.
Takes the snap. Anderson airs it out downfield into triple coverage off his hands. No good. That was the number 11, Ty Gilbert. Clock stops at 2 seconds, Lauren.
Yeah, and the safety had come over. That was the third guy to come over in coverage. And he had that ball not been touched by Ty Gilbert, that would have been picked off as well by that safety coming over the top.
And you kind of roll the dice a little bit more in these situations, right? Short time on the clock. You're down 10. Yeah, you're going to air some things out.
They're going to have one more shot at it here with just 2 seconds left. They do have one timeout, but by the time this ball gets snapped, and they're not going to have time to use it.
Fourth and 16. Takes a snap. Anderson trying to find somebody. Throws downfield. Caught by Mickelson, but it doesn't matter. We're at zeros. So they had an opportunity on the turnover, but instead it's halftime here at Holt Arena. 2 down, 2 to go in the 1A D1 state championship game. We'll take a quick break and be back with an interview with IHSA Executive Director Ty Jones. You're listening to IdahoSports.com.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have my seatbelt on.
I'm Jen Miguel-Seiler, and I'm from Moscow. I think it's really important to get vaccinated because it's not just about me and my health, it's about the people around me. We have a lot of friends who have disabilities or have different health conditions. I want to make sure I don't make anyone sick. So we chose to get vaccinated to keep each other healthy.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
All right, welcome back. It's halftime here at Holt Arena, 24-14. Here's how we got there. First up in the first quarter, 7:59 on the clock. A 58-yard touchdown reception from Pickett to Cranny. Two-point conversion was good. And then, 4 minutes later, 3:07, a 4-yard run by Sevier. Again, two-point conversion was good. Fast forward to the second quarter. Grace gets on the board. Titan Anderson, 11-yard quarterback keeper at the 10-12 mark. Two-point conversion was no good. Later on in the second quarter, Bridger Duncan, an 8-yard touchdown reception from Pickett. Two-point conversion good. And then finally, to make it 24-14, with under a minute to go in the first half, a 12-yard touchdown reception by Draper from Anderson. Two-point conversion's good, 24-14, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, good first half. You know, the Grizz, a little slow start, but they got onto the scoreboard twice, and that's a big thing with just down 10 here. Had a little opportunity there after the late turnover.
Wow.
But just with 30 seconds left from midfield, kind of tough to expect, especially the drives that they had in that first half. They were long, sustained drives, not the big play types. And so, but Grace onto the board. They're within striking distance, and I think if you're a Grizzlies fan, after seeing that first half, you're happy to be within striking distance.
Oh, absolutely. Especially coming into this game, Oakley touting that offense, Grace knowing that their defense really had to play the best game of their life here tonight in this championship game. To only be down 10 points, they'll take it. They'll take it, right?
You know, Grace well off their season average. You know, they're averaging 40 points a game, so well below that. They're holding Oakley down below their average, but not by much. They average 54 points a game, and they're sitting at 48 right now if things hold as they are. The big difference, I think, for me is right now it just looks like Oakley's offense can kind of do what they want to do. Barring that one turnover late in the half, it just really kind of looks like it's Oakley in charge of this thing right now. So 8:18 left here as you got the two cheerleading squads and dance teams out onto the field at halftime, getting everybody pumped up across the way. It's been a fantastic half. Real quickly, talk about the defense for the Oakley Hornets. The Oakley Hornets, their defense led by Bryce Sevier. He's been the man into the backfield constantly, along with Ethan Torabau. Those two that have just continued to get tackles for loss for that Grace defense. On the other side of things, for Grace, they have done a pretty good job defensively, holding the Hornets just to 24 points here in the first half. Joe Clegg, Tegan Taggart, Kai Clegg, Braden Kimball, Dallin Draper, Brennan Sorensen, Mickelson, and Gilbert. Those guys have done a really good job holding Oakley to what they have. Oakley hasn't made many mistakes in that first half, and so to just be down 10 here is a big win for Grace.
All right, let's take it down to the field where Brandon Bainey has IHSAA Executive Director Ty Jones.
Hey, thanks a lot, Paul. And Ty, thank you for taking a couple minutes to talk with us. State championship weekend in football. Is there anything better?
No, not really. We're pretty fortunate. We get to watch 4 games here over the next 2 days, and in a great facility. And I mean, you can't beat high school football in November, and it's even better when it's cold outside and we're indoors.
A nice climate-controlled dome for sure. So I can't believe it's the end of the fall sports season. I feel like two-a-days just started last week. And so, outside of football, what were some of the other highlights to you from the fall sports season?
Well, we've been pretty fortunate this year. We've had a lot of good things happen to us. We were able to have a swim meet with fans for the first time in a while. Our cross-country participation for kids was up about 100. Volleyball tournaments were over here in the eastern part of the state. They were great too. So we've been really, really lucky and have some really good people putting on our tournaments for us.
And of course, it's soccer. There's a little bad weather, a little hail before that 3A championship on the girls' side, I remember for sure. So you talked about swimming. First time you've had fans in a while. That's obviously pandemic related. Are there things that you had to change, or the IHSAA had to change because of the pandemic, that you now look back and go, it was actually a change for the better, and we're going to keep it implemented moving forward?
Not many, but there were some things. We were able to implement a ticketing system, which has been really, really good for us. And really, other than that, maybe some logistical things for our tournaments as far as meetings go, how we approach things. But really, I think everybody would agree the pandemic was a mess, and it caused a lot more problems than it did good. So there, as I said, there were a few good things, but not a lot.
Yeah, and what a challenging time for everybody. And you and the IHSAA handled it very well, steering the ship through what was a difficult time. And now we've got winter sports have started. Girls basketball is already off and running. For the fans out there that are already in a winter mode, what can we expect to see down the line?
Well, hopefully just a continuation of what we've already seen. We're hoping that we get some of those numbers back for kids that maybe weren't the last couple years, that they weren't participating again. Our numbers stayed fairly solid, so we felt pretty fortunate about that. Hopefully, there's an increase, and you see a lot of good competition throughout the state. I think if you look at our wrestlers and our basketball kids, both girls and boys, there's some really good individuals, some really good teams out there, and I think as Idaho grows, you're going to see a lot of really talented kids participate.
Idaho wrestling really taking off, and we're going to enhance our coverage on IdahoSports.com as wrestling season gets underway. All right, well, let's bring it back to football. We've got a couple of schools tonight. Grace in this first game, Bear Lake in the second game, that will be competing for their first ever state football championships. How excited is that to see new blood?
We love. We don't want to say that we don't like seeing Oakley again. We love seeing new teams get in there. It's just an opportunity for schools and communities that maybe haven't had a chance to be involved in a championship for a while, have that opportunity. I can think back to the towns that I was fortunate enough to work at, and when we played for state championships, just the way that the communities rally, and there's really something pretty special about small town Idaho. And when you come and you watch games, and I wouldn't even say Skyline and Bishop Kelly are bigger schools, but you're going to see a really good following from them. But when you get a chance to watch communities come together and schools come together, it's pretty special. We're pretty fortunate in this state.
I'm pretty sure in Grace tonight, the last one out turned off the lights, and everybody's here in Holt Arena. Ty Jones, Executive Director of the Idaho High School Activities Association. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, back up to you guys.
I again want to thank Ty Jones, the Executive Director of the IHSAA, for joining us. Thanks to Brandon Bainey down there on the sideline as well. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second half kickoff right after this.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
your gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Welcome back here at halftime. We're just about 30 seconds to the second half here on IdahoSports.com. Coverage of the 1A Division I state championship game here between the Grace Grizzlies and the Oakley Hornets. Real quickly, take a look at how these two teams got here. Oakley and Grace both had first round. Well, they didn't have to play in the play-in game. I guess you can look at that as a first-round bye. But Oakley started off, they defeated Lighthouse Christian 48-0. Then they got by Cary last week, 26-18 in a nice tight game here at Holt Arena. And now they're facing off here against Grace. Grace on the other side of things, they also didn't have to play that opening weekend. They defeated Raft River 56-26 back on the 5th here at Holt Arena. And then again, they defeated Kamiah 38-12 here last week at Holt. And now back at Idaho State University to face off against the Oakley Hornets are the Grace Grizzlies. The winner of this, the 1A Division I state championship, as we kind of alluded to, Grace, this could be their first state football championship in school history.
Yeah.
On the other side of the football, it's the Oakley Hornets who have kind of made a living in this ball game. They've been here a lot, and they've got a few banners and a few trophies to show for it.
Oh, they really do. You know, looking for their third in a row. I mean, how special is that? I mean, basically, no matter who wins tonight, it's special. Because how often do you get a three-peat in a division that arguably is the most competitive in the state, that 1A Division I 1A Division I classification, because you've got that White Pine League up north. You've got, you know, that District 4 or 5, District 3, you know, Notice can come in anytime, Wilder. I mean, it's just a very competitive classification and a competitive conference that Oakley comes in. Oakley, Cary, Raft River. You know, that's 1, 2, 3 you're looking at. Raft River ended up getting some injuries late in the season, kind of hurt them, but geez, Cary, it's just a tough conference. So coming out of there, you know that the team is good. Both these teams very deserving of being here. Grace comes out, you know, Butte County, Chalice Mackey in their conference. So it's a very tough classification.
And Grace will be kicking off here to start the quarter, and then we'll head down to the sidelines after this kickoff. That ball taken at the 10, kind of muffed again, but now the return, lots of room to run across the 30 and the 40, across the 50. It's just the kicker. If he can get by him, he will. A second half kickoff return for a touchdown. Number 30 for the Hornets, Bryce Sevier. We talked about the big playability from Sevier, and there it is as he takes it 85 yards for a touchdown on the opening kickoff of the second half.
You know, we talk about Bryce Sevier, and Coach Brennan said, yeah, he's good for a couple of big plays, both on offense and defense. So we saw special teams, a great play. We see the offense here. So, yeah, he's good for more than a couple, I think.
Yeah, just a massive play. Kind of fumbled that ball a little bit and then totally redeemed himself as the two-point conversion goes in, and it is good across the goal line. Ball carried in by number 4 for the Hornets. Number 5, Crocker on the carry.
All right, we're going to go down the sideline to Brandon.
Hey guys, I had a chance to talk to both head coaches coming out of the tunnel here at halftime. Oakley head coach Brennan Jones said, we played a pretty good half except for dumb penalties and dumb turnovers. He said, we're going to get that cleaned up. You saw it right there on the opening play of the second half. He said he liked good energy, and he said we came out what we said we were going to do, and that was be violent. And he says all we have to do now is finish. Talking to Grace head coach James Newby, man of many words, he said we got to score more points. Simply put, Grace behind the 8 ball here. We'll send it back up to you guys.
You know, and that's actually good advice, score more points. That's kind of what he said in the beginning was we've got to play good defense and score more points than Oakley.
That is a winning recipe.
It is a winning recipe. But so far, they're playing okay defense against a very good offense.
Yeah, and right now it's not getting it done. And just a correction, that was Houston Bingham on that 2-point conversion into the end zone, number 2 for the Hornets. So 13 seconds in, the Oakley Hornets take it to the house on the opening kickoff of the second half. And now kicking off to Grace. The kicker number 13, that's Rindless Baker. Short kick taken at the 7. Trying to find somewhere to move. Ran into his own guy across the 20 and then down to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. So not much, a little return there, that for Mickelson. And now the Grace offense has to get something going. It was Torabau on the coverage for the Hornets.
Yeah, this Grace offense, they're not bad field position here, you know, on their own 22-yard line, 21-yard line. But they've got to put some of those bigger plays together. You know, that short yardage gain stuff they did in the first half, great. But you need some more of those big yardage plays to really move the ball down the field in a hurry.
Yeah, playing from behind, those quick scores really help you catch up.
Yeah.
The long sustained drives are great, but not when you're behind. Back to pass is Anderson looking down the field. Now he's in trouble. Gets away, still looking downfield. The coverage great and finally taken down out of bounds. He ran a long ways, and I don't think he just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Just barely.
He was looking for Draper on this near sideline, but Draper just couldn't get free of his defender. So Bingham, the man to force him out of bounds. And it'll be 2nd and 10 with 11:31 left here in the second half, just underway here in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us here on IdahoSports.com for the 1A Division I State Football Championship. The winner gets to, both teams really, head back south, I guess, a little bit southwest for Oakley, but head south with a trophy after this game.
Yeah.
Man in motion across the face of Anderson. Anderson rolls right, and on the option pitches it, trying to get past the one tackler. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Ball carrier number 21, I believe, Trevor Matthews, after the pitch.
Knocked out of bounds. William Pregitzer, the 5'11 senior, knocks him out.
Now that's kind of been the story of things is Matthews, he just needed to beat Pregitzer around the corner, and he had open field in front of him to run, but they just haven't been able to get by that one defender that they've needed to. And that has kept big plays at a minimum for the Grizzlies. Mickelson back into the huddle with the play call. Grace not in any too big of a hurry here with plenty of time left in the third quarter. 11:23 on the clock. All by himself over here on the near side is Rindlisbacher. Handoff up the middle. And going to pick up about 4 on the carry, just shy of the 30-yard line. Mickelson on the carry for the Grizzlies.
So near a first down, but 4th and just a couple. And again, we talked about, great, they're moving the football, positive yards, but they're not picking up those big gains. You know, we're at 11 minutes now left in the third quarter. They've already given up a touchdown, and they've only gone about 10 yards.
So back to punt now on 4th and 2. And a nice punt away, going to be driven back, and now the ball kind of muffed, and then diving on it is the return man Craney. He kind of lost it. It fell and died right on the 32, and Craney able to dive back onto it.
And Craney, one of those guys, if he gets that, he can run that back a long ways. It was a really great punt by Rindlisbacher, but they're going to pin him down right at the 32-yard line. So not bad field position for Oakley, but definitely not quite what Craney wanted to see on that return.
So the Oakley Hornet offense back out onto the field with Pickett. He's going to go under center. 2 men in the backfield, nobody wide out for the Hornets. Hands it off to number 25 on the carry, trying to get to the corner. He's hit in the backfield and dropped.
Braden Kimball, first man on the scene, just sniffed that play out, chased him down, 2-yard loss. Nice job by Kimball, the sophomore.
That was Torabau on the carry, and he could not get to the corner. So now it's 2nd and 12 at the 30-yard line. A little fake handoff to Torabau, and then back up the middle. Oh. Taken down around the neck was the ball carrier, Severe.
Yeah, Kai Clegg right in there. And they handed it off, and the ball carrier came right back to Kai, and Kai's like, well, hey, how you doing? Bam.
Yeah, chokehold and then down. 3rd and 10. It was legal, though.
It was a legal chokehold.
Yeah.
Yes.
3rd and 10. Pickett under center. Same formation. Guys in the backfield. Now Pickett back to pass. The lefty slings it. Open. Caught by number 16, Pragetzer. Pragetzer still on his feet and finally drug out of bounds across midfield down to the 36-yard line. A big play for the Hornets.
And Braden Kimball there on the tackle, more of a dragging him out of bounds, and it took him 4 or 5 yards to even get him out of bounds. Pragetzer, just a big, tough, strong receiver. Great catch, great yards after catch.
So 9:34 left here in the third as the Hornets moving downfield again. Pickett back to pass. Right down the middle of the field, off the fingertips of Cranny, Isaac Cranny.
Boy, and Cranny, 5'9", 155. If he had just 2 more inches on that reach, he's gone to the end zone.
Yeah, they had him open right down the right hash towards those goalposts, just barely off the fingertips.
Now they got Cranny going in motion to that left side. Watch him again.
As he lines up the wideout on the left, one on the right. Pickett kind of taking it himself, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there, short gain for Pickett.
And Kai Clegg was actually the first man through, fell to the ground, and just reached up and tripped up Pickett on his way by.
Yeah, Pickett in that long frame, able to fall forward for a yard gain is all. As that ball sitting just shy of the 35-yard line. 9:05 left here in the third. Pickett back in the gun this time with Bingham to his right. Man in motion is Cranny. Pickett right up the middle. He's going to pick up about 6 or 7 to the 29-yard line. Took a big shot at the end of that play.
Yeah, Dallin Draper, the first man in, took that shot. Then a couple more Grizzlies came in just to make sure he was down.
So a 4th down scenario here, 4th and 2 for the Hornets. 2 wideouts, 1 to each side, and again in the backfield with Pickett, it's Bingham. On the left of Pickett. Well, that ball fumbled a little bit and then handed off to Bingham. It gets in his hands. They pick up the first down. A scary play there as the ball was bouncing around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
Brennan Sorensen, the junior, in on that tackle. And Houston Bingham, not an easy guy to bring down, but they did. 1st and 10.
So again, Pickett back in the gun with Bingham on his right. 2 wideouts to the right. Across the middle, nearly picked off. The pass was intended for Bridger Duncan.
Yeah, and he just overthrew Duncan just a little bit, and Ty Gilbert, the defender, got around him just a little bit. That was a very catchable ball by Ty Gilbert, and that would have been a huge turnover at about the 15-yard line for Grace, but instead it's 2nd and 10 for Oakley.
8:02 left here in the third quarter. Oakley driving again. It's 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Pickett, read option, hands it off. Lots of room to run over the left side for Bryce Severe. He's headed across the 10, the 5, touchdown Oakley. Bryce Severe on a 21-yard touchdown run.
Severe is 2nd touchdown of the night. 3rd touchdown, excuse me, I forgot about that 85-yard kickoff return. Oh, yeah.
So Bryce Severe with 2 scores here in the second half. As you mentioned, the 85-yard opening kickoff return and now a 21-yard touchdown run. The Hornets will go for 2. It's Torabo in the backfield. Pickett rolling out to his left. Torabo has it knocked down. The pass from Pickett was intended for Torabo. And Torabau and Pickett, it falls incomplete with 7:54 left here in the third. It's all Oakley up 38-14. Cranny Farms is a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics and wants to wish the boys good luck at state this weekend. Go Hornets. And Oakley Valley Stone has been locally owned and operated since 1948. Oakley Valley Stone offers flooring supplies, patio stones, blocks, and tiles, and also provides custom cutting of blocks or stones. Call 862-3450 or visit Oakley Valley Stone at 204 West Main Street in Oakley. Oakley Valley Stone, operated by Jim and Dave Birch, and proudly supports Oakley Athletics. Go Hornets.
All right, let's go down to the sideline.
Yeah, you can feel the excitement down here for the Oakley Hornets. After that last touchdown, Houston Bingham was on the sideline and let out a warrior yell. And then offensive coordinator Jamison Jones came over, slapped fives with Bingham and said, hey, thanks for helping us pick up that fourth down. You might be thinking, well, what did Bingham do on a fourth down? He had the key block that sprung the ball carrier. So total team effort down here for Oakley. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Brandon. Kickoff taken at the 10 by Grayson. Now some room to run by the return man out across the 30 and then dropped. His knee went down, I believe, on the return. That's number 85 for the Grizzlies.
And the tackle made on that opposite side, Keyshawn Crocker. Yeah, his knee touched. If it hadn't, he was ready to keep running, but the officials blew it dead, and there's actually a flag down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, clear back there to the 21.
Oh. First I thought it was a block in the back, but it looks like a hold.
So not what you want to see if you're Grace. Now you're backed up inside just outside your 10, actually, at the 11-yard line. 7:44 left here in the third quarter, and starting field position has favored Oakley, and this just another one of those things. Grace, they've put together good drives, but they've had to be the 80, the 90-yard drives, whereas Oakley's been able to, pick up some, 50 or 60-yard drives for touchdowns.
Yeah, or 85-yard kickoff returns.
Those help too.
Yeah.
38-14 our score here. As Titan Anderson, back in the gun by himself. 3 wideouts to his left and 1 to his right. They get it to the slot guy. There's 2 men in coverage on him, and he's going to gain half a yard, maybe. Tackled at the line of scrimmage was number 8. That is Mickelson.
Porter Wells, Porter Pickett, both those guys in on that tackle.
So 2nd and 10 after just a half-yard gain as the ball sits between the 11 and 12-yard line now on the left hash. 7:15 and counting here in the third. It's been mostly the Oakley Hornets with big plays. They've got a commanding 24-point lead here in the middle of the third quarter. Again, 2 wideouts now to each side. Man in motion across the face of Anderson. They're going to throw it to him. That is Kimball. Kimball looking for somewhere to go. He's going to pick up a few yards, but not much. About 3 out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah,
the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he got stood up, and they're going to say he was down at looks like the 14-yard line. A whole host of Hornets in on that tackle. Ethan Torabau, first guy in. Bryce Sevier in on that tackle.
Not sure if Hornets swarm.
I think they do.
But if they do, that's what it looked like.
That was a whole swarm, a whole hive. I don't know. I'm going to say swarm. I think you're right.
6:10 left here in the third. Back to pass. Little pump fake, and now in trouble, and then he gets sacked back at the 10. Flag comes in. It might be a face mask. His head kind of got whipped around just a little bit as the one guy whiffed initially on the sack. That might be a break for the Grizzlies. We'll wait for the call from our white hat official, and the ball is moving downfield, so that's going to be what it is. Personal foul face mask. That'll bring the ball all the way out to the 24-yard line, and a first down for the Grace Grizzlies with 6:02 left here in the third quarter.
And it was Torabau who whiffed on that initial one. And then right as Anderson turned around, Thane Stringham, 5'9" junior, just pancaked him.
Yeah, and Anderson was a little slow getting up because he did. It was right in his face, but he just barely got his head around before he got hammered for the sack. Nonetheless, a first down for the Grizzlies. 3 wideouts now to the right, 1 to the left, back to pass. Stepping up and going downfield and kind of turned around on the play. It was intended for Dallin Draper. He kind of went inside and the ball ended up outside.
Bridger Duncan out on that pass defense. Cranny out there as well at safety.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. The Grizzlies, that clock moving very quickly for the Grace Grizzlies. Just 5:36 left here in the third.
You know, they were down 10, come in, they have to kick to Oakley to start the second half, and you kind of hope your defense will stop them, maybe do a 3 and out, maybe get a turnover instead. They allow a 85-yard kickoff return, which just puts them behind that 8 ball even further.
Little pump fake by Anderson after the snap, rolling to his right. Hit as he lets go down the sideline, well out of bounds. No chance for anybody to catch that thing, and it'll be 3rd and 10 upcoming now for the Grizzlies.
What a strong arm by Anderson, though. He's being pushed backwards. He's on his heels, and he still launched that thing for about 35 yards. Out of bounds, but still.
And again, you know, 2 things kind of going on here is they're getting pressure on the quarterback, and they have fantastic coverage downfield, and so there just hasn't been a lot of places for Anderson to go with the football. He's been on the run throughout most of this ball game. Back in the gun again this time. Dropped the ball. Now he gets sacked back at the 15, 16-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and very long with 5:18 and counting. They'll actually give him forward progress out to the 18-yard line.
And Sevier and Pickett in on that sack. Yeah, he just took the snap, dropped it, picked it back up, and by that point, there was black jerseys all over him.
So after,
I guess it's not a sack.
Well, I mean, he dropped it, picked it back up, and it's kind of a sack. Tackle for loss, if you will.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll call it.
So on to punt. Punt is away. It's a pretty good punt. Hits at the 50 and then takes a nice bounce for Grace down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line where the Grizzlies will down it. Mickelson downs it and immediately grabs it and touches it off the leg of the return man, Crocker, back there. Just a little playful tap on the shin with the football.
Yeah, we're all having a good time down there, right?
Franklin Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Oakley Athletics. We make building easy. You can find us at 303 North Overland in Burley. Go Hornets. And High Desert Milk is proud to support the Oakley Hornets. Good luck at state this year, Oakley, from everyone at High Desert Milk. So 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Pickett has a late substitution on. It's 8-man football and only 7 guys on the field. On late is Bingham. But he's there. Pickett in the gun. Hands it off to him. And a short gain, and maybe a yard and a half on the carry across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 4:30 and counting here in the third quarter.
You know, at this point, Oakley, they just have to run the clock. I mean, we're only, 4:20 left in the third, but they've got the ball. Let that clock run.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Oakley keep this thing on the ground until they absolutely have to throw it. It's 2nd and a long 8 for the Hornets. Looks like 4 guys coming for Grace. They do rush. It's a pitch on the option, and down he goes. It was Bingham who got the pitch, and he kind of slipped as he tried to cut back inside.
It was an option, but they were really close to each other going to that left side. And as Pickett, I'm a long ways away, but I could see Bingham looking at Pickett going, don't do it. Don't. Oh, boy. And then he throws it and gets hit immediately in a loss of 2.
Yeah, those are dangerous situations, especially as good as Grace covered that. They had a guy on Pickett. They had a guy on Bingham. There was no really getting away from it. So on that tackle for loss, it's 3rd and 12 back at the 33-yard line. Man in motion's Crocker. Pickett back to pass. Out in the flat. A big hit after the catch. A very short gain. It was caught by Torabau, but only for about 4. It'll be 4th and 9.
Ty Gilbert right there hit him as he caught it. They're going to say basically no gain. I thought he was
Yeah, I thought he was out across the 35, but
yeah, me too.
It's 4th and 12, actually.
Huh.
I was way off.
I was with you on that.
3:21 left here in the third, and I believe this is the first punt from Oakley, standing back at his own 20 to kick this thing away. The return man on the opposite 30. That ball sends him back, but he does get the punt away.
Another good kick by Cranny.
Takes a nice bounce for the return man, and then knocked down after a very short gain right in the middle of the field.
And Gilbert, the return man, fumbles it, and it's recovered by Crocker.
And I missed that completely, so a big mistake there by Grace. He took a big hit, the ball came free.
Yep, that's what it was. Just Ty Gilbert got it, tried to run forward, and just took a couple of big hits, and then Crocker right there to fall down on it.
So a punt turns into about a 40-yard gain for the Hornets as they have the ball across midfield down to the 44-yard line of Oakley, or of Grace now. 3:09 left on the clock. Pickett's going to be back there in the backfield with Severe to his right, 2 wideouts to the right as well. Man in motion is Bench across the formation. Back to pass Pickett, little pump fake. Across the middle, nearly picked off. Great read by William Mickelson.
Boy, he wants that one back. It was thrown right to him, and he's playing defense out there in the flat, wasn't expecting it, but just in and out of his hands. Very catchable ball, especially for a guy like Mickelson with, it's got nice sure hands, but not that time.
So an opportunity missed there by Grace for another interception. 2nd and 10 now for the Hornets. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Man in the backfield with Pickett. In motion is Cranny. And Pickett keeps it himself, no gain. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
So that Grace defense really showing why they have their reputation here on this drive. Timeout's going to be taken by Oakley. We'll keep it right here.
Canyon Creek Dental is Grace's preferred choice for local dental care. Dr. Carter and Bateman, along with their team members, are committed to providing you with the high-quality care you deserve. At Canyon Creek Dental, they take pride in providing a comfortable and upbeat atmosphere for everyone in the family. From basic dental needs to oral surgery and cosmetic dentistry, Canyon Creek Dental has you and your family covered. Be sure to check them out online at canyoncreekdental.net or call to set up your next appointment. Don't forget to ask about the monthly promotions. Go Grizzlies from everyone at Canyon Creek Dental. And did you know that since 2019, Direct Communications has donated more than $220,000 to local schools in East Idaho? Sign up or upgrade your speed now, and they will donate your first month's payment to the local school of your choice. Direct Communications now has faster speeds than ever before. Log on to directcom.com to see what speeds are available to you. Direct Communications, proud to support Grace in tonight's championship matchup.
All right, after the timeout, 2:47 to go. They line back up, 3rd and 10 for the Hornets. And got a little Sweet Caroline going on over there.
Yeah, and right in time for a big 3rd down spot here. 3rd and 10 for the Hornets. Pickett back to pass, looking left. Got a man down the field, down that left hash, and he kind of threw it behind him. The intended receiver, Duncan, was coming to the middle, and nobody there, and now a flag comes in from the Oakley sideline. I feel like that might be a sideline warning against Oakley.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
One of the coaches down there pretty fired up. I don't know if he wanted a pass interference or what.
I think he might have.
And they don't go warning style. They go unsportsmanlike behavior, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Oakley Hornets sideline. And so it was 4th down, or third. No, it was 4th down, excuse me. So it was going to be turned over, but now instead of having it on their own 44-yard line, they got it all the way out across. No, now it's 4th down, excuse me. It was 3rd down. I thought that was the turnover.
So they're still punting back from Oakley's 41-yard line, so that's a huge break for Grace.
Yeah, Grace, return man standing back at almost the 15. A little rugby style. It goes high but short. Ball looks like it's going to take a bounce, nearly hit a Grace In fact, that's Anderson back there. Nearly hit him. He didn't know where the ball was at. Takes a nice roll for the Hornets down to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies from there. Idaho Ag Credit has financed farmers, ranchers, and those in the ag industry since 1934. Idaho Ag Credit is a lending cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. Check them out at American Falls, Blackfoot, Twin Falls, and Rexburg to serve your ag lending needs.
Let's go down the sideline to Brandon.
Yeah, even though Oakley's up 38-14, you can still see the frustration on the Oakley coaching staff. Head coach Brennan Jones in that last time out said no wasted possessions. Clearly that drive got derailed by the penalty.
And on a great pass and a beautiful catch down the far sideline all the way out to midfield, right on the fingertips of the intended receiver, Dallin Draper. Beautiful catch.
Yeah, Dallin Draper, one of those guys that you feel lucky as a coach to have him on your team. He's not only a great offensive player, he's the returning High Desert Conference Defensive Player of the Year. So the guy can do it on both sides of the ball like we saw there, and a huge gain for Grace as they're now near midfield with about 2 minutes left in the third.
I tell you what, a beautiful throw in the perfect place for Draper to catch that thing. A big first down for the Grizzlies. 1st and 10, back to pass. Little pump fake, looking long. It's Draper again down the far sideline. Both guys there, and it falls incomplete. No flag comes out. There was a lot of contact. Draper still on the ground over there, and now an official's timeout.
All right, we're going to go back down to the sideline. Go back down to Brandon.
Yeah, so talking about the frustration on the Oakley coaching staff on that last drive, they wanted the pass interference call on that deep third down throw, didn't get it. Assistant coach Jones got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for leaping in the air and doing the gallop down the sideline. And now turnabout fair play because Grace fans wanted the pass interference call on that last play and didn't get it. Dallin Draper a little slow to get up with that knee, but looks like he's good to go, so that's great to see. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, and there was contact, both plays deemed to be 50-50 by the officials. No flags, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Right across the middle, off the hands. Was it picked off? Yes, it was. Tipped off the intended receiver, Brennan Sorensen, and into the hands of the waiting defender.
Isaac Cranny back there, and he's the guy that's going to catch that for you. He's one of the great wide receivers there for Oakley, and he just sat back there in the defense. The ball tipped up. He just had to lay out for it, brought it in. So Oakley with the ball at their own 39-yard line.
And just 1:39 left here in the third. A big turnover there as Grace had got the ball back after the punt. Now the interception gives the Hornets the ball at the 38-yard line. Handoff. No, Pickett kept it himself. Fooled me, fooled everybody. Near a first down out to the 49-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 48, a yard shy. It'll be 2nd and 1.
So we've seen Pickett do that so many times where on that quarterback keeper, he never gets just like 2 yards out of it. He either gets a full 10 plus or gets right just short of the first down. He's and they know it's coming. As soon as that play goes, but he's just fast. He's a very fast quarterback.
Pickett back in the gun again with Bingham on his right. This time he lets it go to Bingham. Bingham, good yardage, first down and more, across to the 40-yard line before he's finally taken down.
And it took a couple of Grizzlies to do it. One of those, number 27, Joe Clegg, of course. Wyatt Cutler in on that tackle. So 1st and 10 on the opposite 40.
Pickett again back in the gun. This time I think it's Torabau back there within the handoff. Does go to Torabau, and Torabau tripped up. Not so much tackled as it kind of ran into the tackler, and both guys went to the turf.
And we've seen Kai Clegg do that a couple of times. He was actually kind of on the turf, on his knees, getting back up, reached out, tripped him up.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, sweep the leg.
So they do pick up 2 yards on the play at the 38-yard line. So it's 2nd and 8, 15 seconds left in the third as the clock continues to wind down. Pickett back to pass, little pump fake. Now the screen knocked down. Great play by Clegg to knock that down.
Kai Clegg just got his big mid up there, blocked it down. Kai's 6'3", 215. He's a junior. Just reached up, got in his face. You know, he had Cranny running down that sideline as well. I think that was probably the first option. But putting on the good defense was Titan Anderson, had to go short on it. And in between there, Clegg just knocked it down.
So the incomplete pass stopped the clock with 5 seconds left here in the third. It's 3rd and 8 now. Pickett back to pass, looking to his right. He's got Torabao open. Torabao is going to dive forward to the 30, very close to the sticks. Yeah. It looks like Bow, they mark him a yard shy. They're going to mark it at the 31. That is the end of the third quarter. The Oakley Hornets up 38-14. For over 90 years, Clark's for Shopping has been the place to go in Oakley for all your grocery, produce, dairy, and now hot stuff pizza. From the entire friendly staff at Clark's for Shopping, good luck, Hornets. And they are application. At Heartland Ag, application is what they do. From case and RBR application equipment, tanks, trailers, and all your spraying and equipment needs, located in Burley, Idaho. Give them a call at 800-994-9120 or find them online at heartlandag.com. AMI Supply provides agricultural and industrial equipment and tools for the Burley area. Their friendly staff will help you find the tools you need for any project, and they guarantee you will be satisfied with their service. Call them today at 678-4632 or stop in at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley. For over 50 years, Hardy Farms in Oakley has been growing some of the best spuds in Idaho. Hardy Farms is a proud supporter of all the student athletes at Oakley High School and want to wish them good luck in the state championship game. Go Hornets. Well, after the quarter, we've switched ends. It's the Hornets with the football. Pickett takes it on the direct snap. Just a straight keeper trying to get the first down on 4th and 1, and that's a dangerous play from the shotgun. He does get the first down out across the 30 to the 29.
He got that head of steam on him. Got it by about a yard.
Maybe the shortest run of the game for Pickett, actually, as we're just underway here in the fourth quarter. 11:49 and counting. It's all Oakley right now. Pickett again on the read option, keeps it this time. Nowhere to go as he's dropped back at the 30-yard line.
So a loss brings up 2nd and 11.
A nice job by Grace getting the tackle there for a loss. And it's from the 30, 2nd and 11. Pickett in. Now he sneaks up. He's going to be, now he'll back up into that shotgun position. Wide out to each side. And in the backfield is Torabao. Back to pass is Pickett. Across the middle, and it's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown. The receiver, Bridger Duncan, ripped it away from the defender. And now it's 44-14 Oakley on top.
A 30-yard touchdown reception. Man back there was Trevor Matthews. He was on him, and it was great defense. Just couldn't hold on to him. He broke free, in for the touchdown, 30 yards out.
And now a 30-point lead has ballooned for the Oakley Hornets as they go for 2. A direct snap goes to Bingham. Bingham trying to get to the outside, dives for the goal line, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is good for Houston Bingham. We're going to step away after that touchdown and 2-point conversion is good. This is the 1A Division I state championship game here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be back.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
If you're an Idaho homeowner and have fallen behind on your mortgage because of the COVID-19 pandemic, help is available. The Idaho Homeowners Assistance Fund can help you get back on track. Check your eligibility and apply today at idahohousing.com/HAF. That's idahohousing.com/HAF or call 888-991-2166. A kickoff taken at the 5 and dropped again. How many times have we seen that? Just
right
a ball
his hands.
Dropped. And then driven back after he's hit at the 15-yard line. The return man, number 85, not able to make much progress.
So that pushes Grace at about their own 17-yard lines where they're starting off.
And just 11 minutes and 1 second to work here for the Grizzlies. Waibenga Dairy is a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics and wants to wish them good luck at state. Go Hornets. And Mike's Pump Service is a proud supporter of Oakley Athletics. Call Kevin for your pump service needs at 650-8297. First and 10 for the Grizzlies. Back in the gun by himself is Anderson. Rolling right, now stepping up in the middle. He's got some room to run across the 20, the 25, and then out of bounds across the 30-yard line. First and 10 at the 31 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, great job there by Titan Anderson. Not only got the first down, got about 3 yards after that, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
So a nice pickup to the 31. Snake River Bowl is a proud sponsor of Oakley football. We wish the Hornets good luck in the state championship game. Looking for a strike here are the Hornets.
We'll go down to the sideline again after this play.
Back to pass is Anderson. Steps up, got a man open across the middle. Good open field tackle, but a nice 8-yard pickup by the receiver, Dallin Draper.
All right, let's go down to the sideline to Brandon. Brandon?
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the gray sideline where 3 or 4 guys were being looked at by the training staff, so I guess Oakley's plan of bringing the violence has succeeded. Coach James Newby, after that last kickoff return, had a simple message to his offense. We've got to get up and down, meaning north and south. Back up to you guys.
And Anderson trying to do that here. A little pump fake looking across the middle of the field. Now down the right sideline and just overshot his intended receiver, Trevor Matthews.
In on that defense, looks like number 16 for Oakley, William Pragetzer, the senior. Just stayed with him step for step, didn't allow that pass to happen. So that's going to bring up third and a couple from their own about 39-yard line.
Yeah, Anderson trying to drop in that dime for the intended receiver, Trevor Matthews, but overshot him by a couple of yards. It's 3rd and 2. They've got to get across the 40 to the 41 for a first down with 10-12 left here in the ball game. And stuck on a big tackle for loss.
Guess who? Bryce Sevier. Hit him immediately, drove him back. And Bryce Sevier just laid the wood on that tackle.
I think that was Kimball, the ball carrier, and Kimball never had a chance. As soon as he got that ball, Sevier had his helmet right in his gut. Now it's 4th and 4 after that big loss. Pulsifer Construction has been family owned and operated for 25 years. They specialize in residential and commercial remodels, repairs, and new construction. Quality and craftsmanship is top priority. That's why they do the majority of the work themselves. Give Wayne or Jake a call on your next project. Wayne, you can get him at 240-0380. You can reach Jake at 852-1243. That's Wayne Pulsifer Construction. Northern Stone Supply is always proud to support Oakley Athletics. Our roots and experience with natural stone quarrying and distribution comes from over 55 years of doing business internationally. Northern Stone Supply has a rock-solid foundation. Your guarantee of best quality, selection, price, and service. Good luck at state, boys. Go Hornets. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors that make these games possible. On the option, they pitch it out. Now it's a throwback and incomplete. And there was a little confusion. Maybe that was a second backwards pass. The pass fell incomplete. William Mickelson was trying to throw it back to Titan Anderson, and had he got it to him, there was room to run for Anderson.
There was a lot of room, and it was interesting because that pass back to Anderson fell way short, and the officials didn't blow it dead, and everybody stopped and looked, and I'm thinking either someone's going to get hit really, really hard, or they're going to pick it up, but then the officials blew it dead.
You know, if you're Anderson, I don't think it was a backwards pass. I think it was the correct call, but, man, you don't hear that whistle run. Pick that thing up and take off, make those officials make a decision.
Yeah, right.
So it was 4th down on that play. So a turnover on downs, the Oakley offense back out onto the field. They have the ball at the 38-yard line of Grace with 9:53 left here in the ball game. Pickett back in the gun again. Read option, handoff up the middle. A nice tackle for loss back at the 40.
You're not going to hear tackled for loss associated with Bryce Severe too terribly often. But coming through that line, number 27 for Grace, Joe Clegg, was right there on that tackle.
So now it's 2nd and 12 back at the 40. Clock continues to roll. Both teams with 2 timeouts here in the last quarter of this ball game. Man in motion coming across. They flip it to him. And then Crocker on the carry, and somebody got a hold of his face mask.
Yeah.
A short gain.
As Crocker came through that hole, just someone reached up, grabbed the face mask. Wasn't intentional, just one of those things where you reach out to grab something, and the face mask is what got grabbed, and Crocker gets up and has to readjust his helmet.
And they are that's the personal foul face mask. So all the way down to the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone now for the Hornets with 9:19 left here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10, Oakley threatening again. They average, like I said, 54 points a game. Excuse me, I think 50 points a game.
Right at 50.
Just shy of it here in this ball game. They've held Grace to 14. Grace averages 40 on the season.
And they give up about 18 points a game, so they're right there in their plus-minus averages.
Man in motion across the formation, now back out to the outside. Pickett looking at him, now down the middle of the field and overshot the intended receiver. That was the tight end, Luke Pulsifer.
They sent Cranny in motion to the near side, then he stopped on a dime, turned, and ran back out on that wide route out to the right side, purely as a decoy. And then coming across the middle, Pulsifer, and I think he had his man where he wanted him. That ball was just overthrown and incomplete.
I think that's the first time Pulsifer's been targeted in this ball game, but he'll stay in there. He'll be the wide out to the left of Pickett. 2 men to the right of Pickett out, split out. Now coming across the field is Cranny. Back to pass. Pickett over the middle. Nobody there. The pocket kind of collapsed on Pickett. Maybe got a little cold feet and let go of it.
Yeah, and we had Cranny coming to the left side this time, as well as your receiver going to the opposite side. Trying to say that's Pragetzer. And he split the difference in the middle where nobody was.
So after the incomplete pass, it's 3rd and 10 at the 21. In there with Pickett to his right is Bryce Severe. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Now Severe splits out to his left. They throw it on a little wheel play. Severe gets the first down, nearly split the defenders for a touchdown. He'll be inside the 10 to the 8. 1st and goal for the Hornets.
First man missed, but Ty Gilbert hung on for dear life and brought him down inside the 10. But again, Bryce Severe, the man who has just come up big on so many plays in this game, comes up with another big one, gets it 1st and goal from the 8.
8:22 left and counting here in the ball game. Oakley Hornets trying to salt this one away. Handoff up the middle goes to Torabau. And Torabau picks up just a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7.
Titan Anderson on that tackle, as well as Caleb Medina. Funky Cole Medina.
I was thinking the same thing.
Man,
we are just in sync here.
I'm not sure it's a good thing.
Maybe not.
But it is what it is.
2 terrible minds think alike. Handoff up the middle. It's Torabau again. Torabau carrying a defender for 5 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Ethan Torabau.
Oh, my goodness. From 8 yards out, Torabau carried Joe Clegg, 185 pounds, into the end zone. Torabau, 165 pounds. He just gave him a piggyback ride for 8 yards into the end zone.
Squats are working for that young man in the weight room.
He doesn't skip leg day.
With 7:38 left here in the ball game, it's 52-14. All Oakley as they're in for the 2-point conversion. Direct snap to Bingham again. Bingham trying to get to the goal line. He's going to be shy, I believe. He is cut down short of the goal line. 2-point conversion fails. But the score remains 52-14, all Oakley. Now, we want to thank Idaho Ag Credit. They've financed farmers, ranchers, and those in the ag industry since 1934. Idaho Ag Credit is a lending cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. They offer easily accessible credit at low rates and local employees who understand agriculture. Whether you're buying a tractor, a farm, or need an operating loan, call Idaho Ag Credit or stop by any of their offices with locations in Blackfoot, American Falls, Twin Falls, and Rexburg to service your ag lending needs. You can also visit them at IdahoAgCredit.com for more information. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support all the student athletes playing in tonight's game. Once again, just a huge thanks to all of our great sponsors here on IdahoSports.com that allow us to get these broadcasts to you. Thank them, support them, go out and tell them you appreciate them and give them your business. We get huge support from these communities for these schools.
All right, on the kickoff, let's go ahead and go down to the sidelines to Brandon again.
Yeah, guys, so earlier tonight I talked to George Casper, the events coordinator here at Holt Arena, and obviously they only had one side of the arena open for fans for this first game, and George told me that that was the plan for the second game tonight as well, unless Bear Lake and Firth packed it so much. And you can see behind me there is a mass exodus of Bear Lake fans clad in blue making their way across to the other side of Holt Arena, which means we're going to have a full house for our second game tonight. Should be a good one. Back up to you guys.
And he is right, as there are just people filing across the ends of the end zone to get here onto this side where generally it's been pretty empty over the playoffs. It's going to fill up tonight, and I guarantee you it's going to fill up tomorrow as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that kickoff, it was a short kickoff fielded at the 30 and covered by the Grizzlies. So they'll have it 1st and 10 from there with 7:38 left here in the ball game. Caught by number 13 for Grace. That's Rindlisbaker. And he'll pick up 5 out to the 35.
Yeah, picked up a solid 5 on that the run after the catch. In on that, the tackles, Torabal, usual suspects in there, Pregitzer.
So 2nd and 5. A lot of movement on the defensive side of the ball for Oakley. Anderson slings it across the middle, caught for a first down. No, they say incomplete. The side judge and the back judge both saying that ball hit the turf. It was intended for Dallin Draper.
And Bridger Duncan, the defender, he knew right away as he stood up and gave the no-catch signal, but it looked good. He had his hands out there right for it, just wasn't able to bring it in.
So now 7:06 on the clock. It's 3rd and 5. They've got to get across the 40-yard line. And, Grace just, from the opening kickoff of the second half, that 85-yard touchdown return on the kickoff for Sevier kind of broke the spirit maybe a little bit of the Grizzlies, and they haven't been able to get anything going here in the second half. They've been blanked thus far in the second half. Anderson back in the gun. He's got wideouts to his right. Now he's just going to take off and run. He's got a blocker, and now he's into open field across the 40 to the 35, the 30, before he's finally drugged down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
But he made a move on Bridger Duncan, just kind of broke his ankles, cut back inside, made a great run, finally brought down by Thane Stringham. Sevier in on that.
So 1st and 10 now, 6:50. A lot of wholesale changes. Anderson in trouble, gets rid of it, and a big hit well before the ball even got close to the intended receiver, Draper.
And Pregitzer looks up and gives the what? But he just blocked him, just gave him a bump before the ball was there.
Yeah, Pregitzer about took him out of the play before Anderson even threw it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one to dispute.
It was a good hit, though.
It was a good hit. Just about
way early.
A second and a half too soon. So that's going to give him 15 free yards.
They'll count it off. That ball's going to be inside the 20, inside the 15, to the in between the 13 and the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for Grace in the red zone. 6:44 left here in the ball game. It's been all Oakley early and often. Back to pass is Anderson looking for somebody back across the middle. It's caught. Great catch inside the 5 with a defender all over him. No, they're going to wave that one off as well.
Boy, I thought he brought that one down. It must have come loose at the last second.
It was Sorensen on the reception, or what I thought was a reception. It falls incomplete.
Defender Riley Mullard for Oakley.
So that stops the clock with 6:37 left. Remember, we'll have our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department.
Yep.
Coming up near the close of this ball game.
Coming in from the sideline was Torabau, who's lined up to the left of Anderson, and he was limping a little bit.
Back to passes, Anderson. A delayed handoff up the middle. Nobody was fooled and nowhere to go for the ball carrier. I think that was Wyatt Cutler, number 25 on the carry. So maybe even lost a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 11 back at the 15.
And they delayed that, hoping that their lineman could open up a gap just a little bit, but they just weren't able to.
All by himself is Anderson back in the gun, looking to the far pylon at the goal line. It's a jump ball and knocked down by the defender. It'll be 3rd and 11.
It's intended for Draper, and the defender was Pragetzer, and they just, posted up on each other right at the goal line and waited for the ball to come. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They both knew it was coming. They both turned, and he just posted him up.
Yeah, that's a perfect explanation as we head into basketball season.
Yeah.
The defender got the better of it that time. 6:01 left here with the clock stopped. Running off the field is Cutler, as he had a substitution come in for him. Back to the line go the Grizzlies. Man, it's Cranny to the right at the numbers. The lone wideout. Handoff. No. Anderson pulls it back. Going to the far sideline. Touchdown. And the receiver, Brennan Sorensen, came all the way across the field along the goal line. Anderson hit him in stride.
On 4th and 12 from the 15, they go end zone. Nice, great throw. Great throw and a great catch. And Grace puts another 6 on the board.
Oh, it's 52-20 now as Grace comes in for the 2-point conversion. Maybe too little, too late, but something for the Grizzly fans to cheer about. As their team, Grace has fought hard in this ball game. It's just they've come up against a very good Oakley team, and Oakley had some big plays. They made some big stops, forced a couple turnovers, and when those kind of things happen, you end up on the winning side of a 52-20 ball game. Anderson just flips it up over his head like a backwards shot to the basket. I've never seen that before. He turned his back to the goal line and literally just threw the ball behind him over his head, hoping his man was going to be there. Designed, but it did not work.
Did he get some style points at least?
I mean, I'll give him style points.
No?
1 million points to you, Mr. Anderson, for the style points.
All right, that's generous.
I like the, it's kind of like whose line is it anyways?
Yes, I like that. And you look at Grace's roster, they got a lot of seniors coming, in those skill positions. They've got, Kobe Rindless-Baker coming back. They've got Cutler. They've got the Clegg twins, Joe and Kai, coming back. So, it's not like that the cupboard's going to be bare for these guys. It's going to be a little bit of rebuilding for them for sure. But Coach Newby has a lot to work with coming into the 2023 school year next year.
Yeah, another big one name there that's a junior, Brennan Sorensen.
Big absolutely.
Wide receiver for him. And then there's a bunch of sophomores and a couple freshmen listed there too, or several freshmen.
Kimball, yeah.
So, yeah, it's not like they're losing everybody. They're losing some big pieces.
Yeah.
But it's time for the next guys to set up, and I fully expect Grace to make a run again next year. They'll be a good football team again next year as well.
In Oakley on the other side, you look at Houston Bingham, senior. Porter Pickett, senior. Ethan Torabau, senior.
Crocker's a senior as
well.
well.
Senior.
So they're going to lose some pieces as well. The kickoff taken back at about the 15, and now a huge hole down the left sideline. The return all the way out across midfield. Number 20, Bridger Duncan, just a junior, and he had a nice head of steam out across midfield.
And a good tackle by that special teams for Grace right at midfield. Bridger Duncan's one of those guys who can break free and run it back. They've already had one run back on him. You definitely don't want two.
So great field position here for the Hornets. 5:45, all that's left in this ball game. Oakley trying to capture that three-peat. They are well on their way here with just under 6 minutes left in the ball game. Handoff to Bingham. Bingham cuts it back inside and picks up 2. Draper with the tackle for the Grizzlies. Under center this time goes Pickett. Turns around, hands it off. Big hole up the middle for Torabau. And he'll pick up 7. Third and 2 now across midfield to the 42-yard line.
So 52-20, we're at the 5-minute mark. And Oakley, we said this in the third quarter, they just have to run the clock out at this point.
I think your fans are waving to you down there, Paul.
Which ones?
Somehow Torabau gets away from 2 tacklers and picks up the first down. They had him stuck back at the 44-yard line, and he got all the way out across to the 37 after a couple broken tackles. Now some discussion from the officials. I never saw a flag go down. Now there's a flag that came out way late. See what the call is from the white hat. As he continues to back away now out near midfield on that Idaho State logo.
He's still going. Come on.
Running. And I actually don't know what that signal is. He raised the hand behind his back. It's against, and there's a loss of down.
Yeah.
So it went against Oakley. I don't know what that signal is. And a loss of down. So in theory, if he signaled loss of down, it should be second or fourth. Fourth? Yes, fourth. No first down, so it's 4th and about 7 now. At the 47-yard line. They've got to get to the 40 for a first down. Under center is Pickett. Turns around, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Has a man wide open, and it's caught. It's Bingham to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Oakley. He came out, no one even close to him, and now it's 58-20.
A 47-yard touchdown reception to Bingham on this left side. Houston was wide open. They had 2 receivers go on the opposite side, and everybody bit that direction and then looked over their left shoulder and went, oh no.
Yeah, just nobody even close to him. That's a couple times that guys have just got free wide open on miscommunication. So going for the 2-point conversion as Keyshawn Crocker, little dancing going on there. He's fired up. He'll take the direct snap going right up the middle. And did he get there? No, he got stood up just shy.
Just shy. He had a good head of steam, got right to the goal line. And then the guy that stopped him was quarterback Titan Anderson.
Yeah, and it was a complete stop. He went from 60 to 0 real quick. So it stays 58-20 as the Oakley Hornets with 4:30 left here till they can start celebrating their three-peat. If you're an Idaho homeowner and have fallen behind on your mortgage because of the COVID-19 pandemic, help is available. The Idaho Homeowner Assistance Fund can help you get back on track. Check your eligibility and apply today at IdahoHousing.com/HAF, IdahoHousing.com/HAF, or call 888-991-2166. So the Oakley Hornets well out in front in this one, 38-point lead with 4:30 left here in the ball game.
Just not.
They've got it early and often. Bry Severe, we talked about the big play-making ability that he had. He did it offensively, defensively, and on special teams just to put the cherry on top. Cranny kicks it away, taken at the 8. On the return up the middle, it's Kimball. Kimball trying to get to the outside and driven out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And the Grizzlies will have another opportunity to put some more points on the board in this championship matchup. I tell you what, if you own a business in the Montpelier area, you might as well close down because there ain't nobody in town right now. Everyone is here.
You know, we talked about that exodus from the opposite side to this side. They are still going.
Still filing in.
Yeah.
It is a lot of blue in this stadium tonight for this next game, as of course both Firth and Bear Lake wear the blue and black. But we got 4.5 minutes left of this ball game. The Grace Grizzlies trying to put some more points on the board. Anderson flips it, and it's passed out. The pass came from Mickelson, and Mickelson's just had a tough time throwing the football here tonight. They've had a couple opportunities for him to hit guys, and just hasn't come off the hand right. It was intended for Dallin Draper. It would have only been about a 5-yard gain anyways because of how low it was thrown. But it falls incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And Oakley's really spread the ball out tonight. Cranny's got a touchdown. Bryce Severe's got 3. Duncan's got 2. Torabal 1. Houston Bingham 1. So, you know, Severe's got those 3. And then, you know, 5 guys have scored here tonight for Oakley.
Yeah, and one of those Severe kind of did on his own with that. Well, not completely on his own, but a big run back.
Yeah.
And then Anderson throws it way behind the intended receiver, Draper. Incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. They were looking out to Dallin Draper, who was moving out on that route towards the sideline. Yeah, he just way underthrew him.
Yeah, way underthrew him and behind him. So now 3rd and 10 from the 25. 4:15 still on the clock with the incomplete passes. 2 timeouts for each team. May or may not see them, though. Little pitch, little reverse. Coming around this side, but Oakley has it covered pretty well. Nowhere to go. Ball comes free on the hit, and it's going to get out of bounds, but there's going to be a loss on the play. The ball carrier was number 85 for the Grizzlies. He got popped, and the ball ended up out of bounds on the fumble back at the 22-yard line.
And Evan Thompson, big number 99, the senior defensive back, was the guy chasing him down. Lost it out of bounds. So a big 4th down for Grace. Of course, they're going to go for it. 58-20, 4:06 left from their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, not much of a choice here. Down big. Obviously, you could punt it away, but a big 4th down situation. 4 wideouts. Anderson looking down the middle. Now he's going to kind of probe a little bit, change directions. Now he's got running room. He's going to pick up the 1st down across the 30. Cuts back to the middle at 40. Still on his feet. Across midfield down to the 49-yard line of Oakley.
You saw him lower his shoulder like, okay, I'm going to go down. Then he popped back up and got another 10 yards out of it.
Yeah, faked the defenders out a little bit as he feigned going to the turf. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 49. Anderson overshoots the intended receiver.
All right, let's go down to the sidelines. Brandon, what do you got?
So I know you guys were asking about that penalty that happened on the last possession for Oakley. We talked to one of the officials, and he told us Oakley was flagged for an illegal forward handoff. Bingham started with the ball and then attempted to hand it off to Torabal as he was being tackled. Can't do that. That's the penalty there. Speaking about Oakley, on their way to their 3rd consecutive 1A D1 championship, this could be away for some time. I'm looking at some of the ball boys and water boys on the sideline here for Oakley. All look like, you know, elementary school, maybe middle school kids. The last names are familiar. Jones, Cranny, and Beck. These guys aren't going anywhere. Back up to you.
Anderson lets go of it as he's hit. It falls incomplete, overshot his intended receiver, Draper.
You know, and we see that at these smaller schools. You know, we've been doing this a very long time, and especially there at Oakley, for example. It used to be the bed keys. There was always a bed key coming through. Crannies have been big. Jones is coming through. You look at all of these names that it's like they just keep coming. You wonder, okay, this is the last one. Nope, Nope, you got more coming. So, Robeson coming up. So it's always fun to see the names come through time and time again. Your family in New Plymouth was like, when did these Jensens ever end? They finally did.
Finally
did. There was only one Kingsbury boy, I guess.
And it was a good one.
And it was quickly forgotten.
3rd and 10 for the Grizzlies. Back to pass. Anderson going down the far sideline. He's got his receiver. It's caught in stride. First down inside the 15. Beautiful throw and catch. The receiver, Mickelson.
Boy, what a great catch by Mickelson. Like you said, in stride all the way down to the 12-yard line.
So inside the 15 to the 12 with 3:12 left on the clock. Grace not going away quietly here, as they're looking to tack on some more points in this 1A Division I state championship game. Spread offense. Anderson, they just rushed 2, and he had his man. He just turned too late. It was intended for Joe Clegg. Clegg was still running his route, and by the time he turned his head, the ball was flying by.
He was about 2 steps away from where he usually turns around and looks in his route, and by that time the ball had already been thrown. He was wide open. Don't know if he was late on his route or if the quarterback was a little early. If you ask either one, they're going to say, yeah, he threw it too early, or yeah, he was late on his route.
And I think Anderson's thought was he was trying to get rid of it early so the defense didn't have time to react to Clegg.
Right.
And so probably no one really at fault. It just falls incomplete. Under 3 minutes to go here, 2:54 left. 2nd and 10 from the 12. To the outside and behind Cranny, incomplete. As the couple Oakley,
Yep.
There comes the flag. As number 17 for Oakley got tied up. That is Nathaniel Dalton, and not sure who the guy from Grace was. They got tied up.
I think it was Sorensen. Tied up is one way to put it. Pushing him to the ground is another way to put it.
Yeah, it was a little one-sided. You're right, as Oakley gets the penalty. It was a little one-sided. That'll be personal foul. It'll be half the distance to the goal, and 1st and goal now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Well,
no, it's only, no, they're going to mark it 3rd. Interesting.
I thought if it was a personal foul, it might be 1st and goal, but it's not. Anderson looking for somebody open, slings it. What a throw, but I think it fell out of the hands of the intended receiver. Laying out was Draper.
Boy, and Draper just gave his all trying to catch that football. I thought he got it, but it came out, hit the turf, bounced back into his arms, but a little late.
So now it's 4th and goal, and hobbling back onto the field is Cutler. He kind of got banged up earlier in the ball game, and it looks like he's going to set up for a field goal is Cutler. Wyatt Cutler, the 5'10", 185 junior, is on. Anderson is going to be the holder. The ball will be held at the 13. Cutler lines it up. Snap and hold are good. Cutler doesn't get it off cleanly, and it hits the back of the line. It'll be a turnover on downs. And again, guys kind of just in a pile there and slowly get back up. And the Hornets will take over on downs. The ball will be spotted at the 11-yard line. Remember, we're going to have our IdahoSports.com player of the game coming up for you. After this ball game, right now, 2 minutes and 37 seconds for the Oakley Hornets before they secure their three-peat. And it virtually impossible right now for the Grace Grizzlies to win this ball game. Down 38 with just 2:37 left. It's going to be the Oakley Hornets. 2 timeouts left for both teams. The back in the gun will be Pickett. He'll have 2 men behind him, and then running on late is Luke Pulsifer. Pulsifer will line up as a tight end on that right side. Maybe Pickett dropped that snap. Nonetheless, he picks it back up and picks up about a yard on the carry. So 2:15 and counting. And Pickett comes off the field, throwing his hands up in the air, trying to get the crowd going. In replacement for him, I believe, was number 23, Kyler Robinson, came in at quarterback, I think. Turn around, handing it off. It is Robinson, hands it off to Bingham. Bingham across the 20 for a first down and out of bounds. So it is Kyler Robinson. They called on the righty for relief, and Robinson's in there as he comes to the sideline for the play call. Pickett, a big game again for Porter Pickett.
Yeah.
The senior quarterback. He'll get a 1:45 respite over here on the sideline before the celebration ensues for the Oakley Hornets. Under center goes Robinson, hands it off. Getting to the outside is the ball carrier across the 30, across the 40, spinning back to the inside. Torabau lowers the head and barrels over a couple tacklers near midfield.
Boy, Torabau got hit about the 45, did a quick spin move and just kept going. Like you said, got brought down just shy of midfield.
Clock continues to roll here as the ball is reset at the 49-yard line. Substitutions coming in and out for both these squads. Cranny back in the ball game. Excuse me, that's Rinless Baker and Gilbert back into the ball game for Grace. And the knee going to be taken by Robinson. 56 seconds, under a minute left here in this one.
See the players reaching across, shaking hands.
And I'm not sure. They'll have to snap it, it looks like, one more time. Ball sitting back at the 47-yard line.
So the three-peat is secure for Oakley. And that first state championship for Grace is still out there.
Robinson kneels it down at the 45. 28 seconds left, and that will do it. The Oakley Hornets win the 1A Division I championships. They are three-peat champions. The water bath dumped on one of the coaches down there. That turf doesn't soak up water too well, by the way.
That's all right. They don't care.
The Hornets, the home team, they're the winners. As the head coach for Oakley sprints over to the officials to thank them, they'll line up at midfield to say congrats to the Grace Grizzlies, who will walk out of here with a second-place trophy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with a little post-game and our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
Specializing in orthopedic care, sports medicine, and certified hand therapy, Burley Physical Therapy works closely with you to minimize your pain and maximize your function. We also provide the only in-house aquatic therapy in the Magic Valley. Now proudly partnered with Elite Fitness as a full-service health club, we have the unique ability to continue our hands-on approach between your recovery and customized independent programs. Exclusive to the area, Elite Sports Performance offers the only certified Sports Metrics knee injury prevention program. We also have multiple performance classes for all age groups that focus on athletic fundamentals through elite training. Burley Physical Therapy and the Elite family, partnering for a lifetime of health.
Welcome back here to Holt Arena at Idaho State University, where the 1A Division I champion has been crowned. It is the Oakley Hornets for the third year in a row. They defeat the Grace Grizzlies by a score of 58-20. And just a game that Oakley really dominated from start to finish. They only allow one touchdown in the second half, and they come out of here with a big win.
And it came late.
Yeah, that touchdown was late in the fourth.
24-14 at half, and after that, they just pile it on.
As the teams kind of congratulate each other, it was Dallin Draper from the Grace Grizzlies who accepted that second place trophy, and then the team for the Hornets get the trophy and the banner.
All right, one last thing to do, and that's to award our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Easy decision, number 30, Bryce Severe. We're going to go down to the sidelines to Brandon. Brandon with Bryce Severe right now.
All right, thanks, guys. We're here with Bryce Severe, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. First of all, congratulations. Third title in a row. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. We played just about the best game we could be, and we all had fun, and it was a great game. Grace had a good game. We just played better.
You find the end zone 3 times, including that kickoff return to start the second half. Take us through the play.
It was close. Fumbling about 2 times scared me, but I had amazing guys, my brothers, blocking for me in the front, and we made it work.
This really is a brotherhood, right? There's no one guy. It's a team effort.
Nobody wins state without brotherhood.
Definitely, and for you personally, this was a long journey back. You were out almost the entire regular season with an injury. How does it feel to climb that mountain and overcome that adversity to finish here?
It's different. I'm just thankful that I could stay healthy, help these guys win their fourth or third. All the seniors, it's a proud moment for all of us.
Already thinking about that fourth, right? You're coming back next year.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bryce Severe, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Thank you. Congratulations. Go Sully.
Thank you.
All right, back up to you guys.
Well, just a fantastic kid there. You can hear the humility and just the excitement from Bryce Severe, our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. He had a phenomenal football game, and not, it didn't take long for him to immediately think and congratulate his teammates on all the work they did, and his opponent, the Grace Grizzlies. Just a fantastic game from Bryce Severe.
And we saw both, we mentioned both these teams, and actually Ty Jones mentioned it during that halftime interview with him. It's great to see teams coming back, to see Oakley winning 3 in a row. But it's also great to see teams that haven't had a chance to taste that come in, like Grace, and have a chance to win that first state championship. And I love to see new teams, get back into the mix and back into the conversation. Grace, we talked about what they're losing. We talk about what they're bringing back. And Grace is one of these teams that they're building. And when I say building, they've got guys that can come in and fill the shoes of the guys that they're losing. So, next year, kind of watch out for those Grizzlies coming in. I don't think they're going to come in as an underdog like they did this year.
Yeah, and the Oakley Hornets, you heard Bryce Severe there, kind of Freudian slip, mention the fourth. He's got his eyes set on next year, just a junior coming back, and he'll be a big part of that Oakley team as well next year.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic ball game to open up this evening. The first state championship is in the book, and it is the Oakley Hornets coming out on top for their third state championship in a row. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStream production of the 2022 Idaho High School Football Playoffs. Tournament coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Also brought to you in part by Valleywide Cooperative and your local Toyota dealers. Also made possible by the great support from these local businesses: Direct Communications, Idaho Ag Credit, Canyon Creek Dental, the Idaho Housing, as well as Burley Physical Therapy, Lookout Credit Union, Clark's for Shopping, Heartland Ag, AMI Supply, Cranny Farms, Oakley Valley Stone, Hardy Farms, Franklin Building Supply, Northern Stone Supply, High Desert Milk, Mike's Pump Service, Wybanga Dairy, Wayne Pulsifer Construction, and Snake River Bowl. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors for tonight's games. Special thanks to the facility director here at Idaho State University and everyone else involved here, just putting on a great tournament here at Holt Arena. And thanks for all the hospitality that they've showed to us and helping us get these broadcasts to you. And congratulations once again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, Bryce Severe. 3 touchdowns on the evening, including 85-yard touchdown return to open up the second half and really kind of seal this thing away. That IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. And thanks to everybody for joining us. You know, Brandon Bainey, Scott Burton down on the sidelines with us, bringing us the action from down there. My broadcast partner, Paul Kingsbury. I'm Lauren Jensen. Thanks from everybody else behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com. And thanks for joining us once again as the Oakley Hornets defeat the Grace Grizzlies by a score of 58-20. Have a great night and join us for the next one here on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of